And friends.
With benefits.
Kathy!
Oh, lady psycho. Oh, lady psycho.
You know what that means. 3 letters, 3 words. NXT, let's fucking go.
Oh, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to this week's episode of the AEW Dynamite Watch Party.
It is Friday, and you know what that means. Only one thing. It's time for Friday Night SmackDown right here on Circle Debate Network for the watch along. It's Kayla, the Queen of the South.
Yo, the Get Your Podcast crew is in the building. That's right, you got your homie Just.
Yeah. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the latest episode of Game Breaker Sports.
She bangs! Oh, baby, when she moves, she moves.
Yo.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language.
Go fuck yourself!
How's everybody's father feeling today?
Off is the direction you can fuck. Go fuck yourself. Let me talk to you.
That's right, folks. Let's fucking talk to him, baby. And happy fucking Saturday, everyone. And welcome, everyone, to the Circle Debate Podcast, In Time Wrestling Podcast, and Attorney at Law Podcast as well. Episode 265. Best and worst options that we're seeing so far in professional wrestling, folks. But you already know I'm not alone. I'm with my 2 other hosts. We're familiar, folks. Yeah. Let's fucking introduce our 2 hosts right here because they're the greatest of all time, especially this man who is the machine, baby. He's Mr. Every Night for all of you guys, because this man is on the coolest.
Because I'm not just the coolest, and I'm not just the best.
I am the Redeemer. And you will either feel the joy at my cruelty. This is the word of the Redeemer.
Ladies and gentlemen, feels good to be back on the flagship show. It feels like it's been quite a while right now. But y'all know what it is.
The three pillars.
So I'm talking about. We got the OPC. We've got the Attorney at Law. You got your Redeemer. You know what that means. It is game over.
Let's fucking go.
The new day. The new day.
What's the new day?
The new day. Yes, it is.
I love it. I like it. Fantastic. And of course, folks, this man, as we saw what happened to his brother this past Wednesday, like, man, tell you, man, you need some holes in your life, man, because this man, he's your brother, and he can help you. He's our attorney at law, folks. He got hoes. Different area codes.
Next family reunion, I talked to him about picking fights with big dudes.
There you go. Let's get our attorney at law, baby.
He'll represent you, and you'll be lucky. He'll win you 1.2, maybe 3. Oh, he's a Philip fucking Pepsi. Just call 1-900-Mussolini. And for a low fee of $3.99, he will give you expert legal advice and a free can of Pepsi.
Pepsi Film Pepsi, not responsible. See the wrong kind of Pepsi. Top of Wrestling Talk, Circle Debate are all responsible for that.
Call today.
Money's on the way. Call Pepsi
today. Right now. And remember, he will fight for you.
Turn it up, folks. What is the fucking word of the day today, Attorney Law? Tell us what is the word of the fucking day.
The word of the day is, in this place, in honor of my good brother, it's shout out to Chris Gamma. His question: the only way you can watch that on Netflix is via a VPN.
VPN. That's all I can tell you.
You gotta get a VPN to watch it. VPN. It's to watch it for free while you're here.
That's right. Shout out to everybody already, folks. And now,
that is the question everybody keeps stating, isn't it?
I think yeah.
Do we think AEW has too many championships?
We'll get just get into that. God. But let's just get into congratulations. He fucking 7 years being in Noah. He is now your GCW World Heavyweight Champion. Saki Inomura, baby. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And also the GCW Tag Team Champions, Hank and Tank. They won this belt 24 hours ago. Congratulations to all three of these gentlemen.
Are they still attached to WWE? I can't remember.
Yes.
Honk.
And we have finally, Phil said it last week. He said it. It's revelation. It's there. Okada showed up to the New Japan show.
Called out his greatest rival.
Go, baby.
I honestly didn't think they would do it. I honestly did not think they would do it, but it's the only thing that makes sense. I mean, truth be told, I was hoping it was going to be Gabe Kidd, but honestly, it's the only thing that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
Well, I mean, how you feel about Redeemer? You guys feel the same? You feel like, okay, it was expected? Did you expect that it was going to happen?
First off, congrats to Inomura and the Belly Boys. That is fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But that right there is legitimate picture perfect right there. This now has set up everything that you can be excited for Wrestle Kingdom right now. We've got Okada and Tanahashi as Tana's final match. And Okada's there. That now sets up more continuation for the story of him and Takeshita, which means that man is going to fuck that man over in the end. And we're going to get Yota Tsuji getting put over in the end, which I think is fucking great.
Do we think so?
I do. I don't know. Okada is going to fuck Takeshita over in the end. And we're going to get Yota Tsuji getting put over in the long run, which I think is fantastic. And that continues and grows that story with Okada and Takeshita going forward, which means now going forward that Takeshita has all the odds to take that unified title off of Okada going forward. So I think that is
so here's, you got to remember though, Tsuji and Takeshita has had a long running beef that goes back 2 G1s ago too. So it's not like there's only one beef. Like Takeshita got 2 beefs going on right now. It's him against Yota Tsuji, but also him against Okada. I'll see a triple threat.
Damn.
That's my dream. That's my wet dream right now.
Wow.
But can you imagine an all for it all match between Okada, Takeshita, and Tsuji? A person walks away with 3 belts.
Oh, good Lord.
Can you imagine? I mean, that's a pie in the sky kind of hope right there.
And it would give you more freaking access to getting Yota Tsuji on AEW, which
exactly.
Yes, please. All of that.
What up? So, but like I said, I just thought about because I remember, but to your point though, they probably will. I don't know if they're going to go that far, but so I do think Okada will probably play a factor in that unification match.
I think he will. I think he will. Yeah. I said it last week. Remember, we're like, okay, when you called it about Okada, I'm like, if that's the case, then Okada has to get involved in that. And he has to have to. And then that means that Okada's going to end up putting all his panels that he has in AEW at World's End. I don't see it in Full Gear. I see that.
Him and Takeshita for the unified title. It's going to go down, and it's going to be great. And honestly, I would do it where that's the Continental Classic final right there. That's your Continental Classic final.
You're right.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing for me. Here's the thing for me that honestly I don't think people understand.
Mm-hmm.
When the Hardy Boys versus the Dudley Boys was having their final match, I didn't really care. I didn't feel anything about it. John Cena's last match, I didn't really feel much about it. John Cena and AJ end of an era kind of thing, didn't feel bad. The same go with Taker. I didn't really feel anything in regards to the end of an era-esque moment. This right here, Okada and Tanahashi, I got feelings about this one, man. If you ask me, like, if you want to say what was a turning point for like a new generation of like wrestling, like what changed everything?
Fucking Dalton, man. That's what Brandon Big.
This right here, Tanahashi retiring, in my opinion, is like the end of end of our era of wrestling.
You know he's gonna come on. Remember that clip that they have of him crying, and I think in the commentary, saying shit when he loses that matchup. He's gonna cry, hug Okada, thank everybody, and now focus on pretty much not being the head booker and creative for New Japan moving forward, which he is now.
But if you think about it, growing up, Tanahashi, even though most people didn't watch him as often, he was a mainstay. He was legitimately a mainstay.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to see this. I hope Okada stays full on in character. I hope Okada beats Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom, and hope he stays full in character. And just as it looks like he's going to, just flips him off.
Oh no, I think he will. I think he will.
I hope to God he does. And then when they're off camera and then backstage, then he can cry and hug him and everything.
I think his gimmick right now works much better in Japan right now. I think his gimmick in Japan. But I think the reason it doesn't work here is the fact that, again, it's a language barrier. But the problem is they don't trust him, and they don't trust the fans to be okay with a half Japanese, half English speaker. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, honestly, like the way Asuka does it, where she like bounces back and forth between English and Japanese. I think people need to, like, don't say you're a global brand, but then be afraid to let your don't let be a global brand. That looks creepy. Don't be a global brand.
Don't worry. I was okay.
So yeah, like, don't say you're a global brand and then be afraid to let the wrestlers use their native language.
Okay, makes sense. And also with Noah, when Inomura won the championship, now guess who came out and challenged him for him?
Who?
Kiyomiya.
Well, yeah, of course he did.
Yeah, he came out and challenged him for it. And then we also had.
You're not surprised, are you?
No, I'm not surprised.
Okay, can someone boot this cat? Can you boot this person?
Okay, I got you. Okay, don't take care of it, please.
Wait, can you? I don't think you can actually, because it's on Twitch, not here. So.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's see. Can we hide? No. I don't think I can.
I know we don't ascribe by bullying, but bully this bot, please.
No, you're fine. What up, Henry? What is up?
What's good?
Chokeman Wrestling Report. Make sure you
What's
subscribe. Follow this man.
So,
reach him to 500.
Well, yeah. But here's my question right now, and I think this might be a dojo question. Honestly, I think we have come far enough to get an idea of what the Japanese pro wrestling landscape is trying to shape into right now. How are we feeling about it? And I'm talking about not just New Japan, but I'm talking about New Japan, Marigo, DDT, Noah, all these cats. Like the way these brands are carrying themselves and what they're trying to build into now.
Interesting.
Do you feel like they're like still in the same old mode, or do you think they feel like they're actually starting to really evolve now into into more global brands now?
Kinda for global brands, I think.
Well, global might be a little bit of a stretch, But I meant like in the sense of they have evolved past what they used to be. It's more like it's probably the better term.
Mhm.
Globalization thing that's a hard run. That's just hard. That's always going to be hard for everybody.
This is a good question. When it comes to New Japan, like with them, I still gotta see where. I mean, we saw the first step with what Tanahashi did with this G1.
Yeah.
Full time.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's still wrestling, of course, and he's doing the best. He's going out there and going with DDT with the DDT. Besides Noah, and going to All Japan. You know, he's been traveling around all the promotions because they're unified, of course.
Yeah,
yeah. I feel like I think he's looking for, like how Alex said, it's really more the future now of the featured talent that they currently have right now in their promotions. And a lot of the people here, like a lot of Gaijins, are actually like, hey, I want to kind of go over there now because there's an opportunity now they're kind of opening up. But then again, you know, I think the focus that they should be really more is their home talent, their young lions, and get them the future. Like, who the fuck ever thought that Ren Narita is going to be a top man and where he is going to be in the future a top man? I'll tell you that. Ren Narita.
But here's my thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
To your point, you're right. They did expand the Young Lion program to include a lot more Gaijin these days.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, they are including a lot more foreigners, not just Gaijin, but a lot more foreigners around. So I think that is, to your point, Tanahashi's, because remember, it used to take like an act of God to get put into the Young Lion program. For non-Japanese wrestlers, I should say.
I mean, Henry makes a good point there. I mean, he is trying to bring back the early 2000s.
I think he is, and I think he's not.
At the same time,
I think he wants to bring the energy back, but I think he wants to have more of an evolved product. Because think about it, this year though, think about if you had the 2000 aesthetic of New Japan Pro Wrestling, but it wasn't just New Japan. This time now it's like Stardom as well included in that package.
You could see them trying to at least get the younger talent, you know, like the young lions and everything.
Yeah,
more
like,
time and get themselves more ready so they're in the future when Tana's like done, and then you got all these other people like say like Naito eventually when he hangs it up, and other people that are going to end up hanging it up in the future. You got everybody ready. So
because I think the Young Lion program is more diverse now than it was before, and I do appreciate Tanahashi's doing that. I don't think it was wholly Tanahashi. I think Gato really saw the right on the wall. But at the same time, I think Tanahashi also spearheading that a lot too. So I'm kind of excited about the new guys coming out. But to your point, the OGs are, like you said, are starting to Tanahashi, Ren Narita, a lot of these guys really are starting to roll out and retire. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's like that's just the way of the business. So yeah, the way they're starting to really put people over.
Really, Brendan? Is that true? That's awesome.
Yeah, she's been making moves for a long time, slowly. And I don't know how she's doing it, but she is. So
good shit, Maria Kanellis.
You know what? What was good shit? We got our Papi hermano right here.
Yo! What up?
Yeah, brother.
What up, now?
I'm listening to this thing about the Japanese scene.
Yeah.
The Japanese scene right now, I mean, like I said, you talked about the young lions that they were doing, but I think they started pushing these young lions kind of late when they lost Ospreay, they lost Jay White, they lost all the big talent, Okada.
Yeah.
And by then, you know, they were trying to have these young lions have a name out there in Japan, and that's not the way they function when it comes to the young lion. Because if you guys remember when Jay White and what's the other guy from Bullet Club? Oh my God, David Finlay. When those guys came up, how many matches you saw them wrestle? A bunch of them, right? Against each other. Same thing. You said Narita. Narita was another guy, and Yoda Sushi. All these guys wrestle. You know what I'm saying? and you see them. It took them a long time. They'll send them to Mexico, and then they do the excursion, come back. Great O'Khan was one of those guys that went to excursion. Yeah, Uemura, all these guys, right? But now they waited for all these guys to leave for them not to start pushing them. And now, I mean, and now the way he looks, I like what he did with the G1 because you mentioned it, Phil. You know, with G1, it was a great G1, number one. And they pushed the right button by giving it to Takeshita because Takeshita did well the year before. Yeah. So my thing is, you already got 2 good matches for Wrestle Kingdom. You got Okada versus Tanahashi, and then you got Suji versus Takeshita. Now my thing is, how you gonna go and and create other matches that's gonna be very good. And I think one guy in the system that I feel like if they give him the belt and he's a heel, and I think if they give him a long run, I still say David Finlay. I've been pissed because they gave him the belt. The other guy is Evil. Evil got the belt during the COVID, but then they took it away from him too quick. It was Naito.
Because there wasn't much at that time, and it sucked because then
it was just bad time. It was bad timing.
And I remember when he lost it to.
Let's go back to that Young Lion comment you made about them not having enough ring time. Truth be told, you think that's their fault, or the fact that nowadays the wrestling business right now doesn't have enough patience for these kids? Like,
I think it was their fault. They didn't think that Jay White was going to leave. They didn't think Okada was going to leave. They didn't think Will Ospreay, because these were the 3 main guys that make the money. So okay, we got these 3 guys and whatnot, and we got enough time to give them that run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
And who were expecting them to leave? I mean, AEW came and just took them. Or not took them, but the contract expired. And they were like, "Well, we want to go to America now."
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I can see that.
And the thing about it, before COVID, remember, New Japan was doing a lot of show in the West Coast and whatnot. And then COVID hit, and then also they lost that. Was it the channel that TNA had? Whatever, Anthem
Access
channel. Yeah. Anthem went and took them out of there, so now nobody gets to see their roster perform. You know what I'm saying? Because that was 2019. Everybody knew wrestlers from Japan. But then they took them out. TNA became greedy, and now karma's a bitch. It comes back to bite them in the ass. But at the end of the day, like I said, they didn't see Jay White, the Ospreys, Okada leaving, so they figure we got time to build them up. You know,
that I agree with right there.
I mean,
I just feel like a very last minute kind of thing right now, where it's like they feel like they kind of got forced into it a little bit. Like you said, I think they didn't realize that they didn't think Ospreay was going to go, Jay White was going to leave, hell, even Okada was actually going to leave, and everybody else like that. And then all of a sudden, it's like, shit, all our big stars are gone, and we don't have anybody really built up right now. We're just kind of trying to with certain people, like with Evil and everybody else. And now it's like you have to kind of push the younger guys. And it does kind of feel like a forced scenario right now.
No, I do. I agree with you, but I think they are doing a pretty good job of correcting that. And I think they're working their long game, but I do think, and this is something I think I'm recognizing, they're starting to have, and I think it goes back to what you said, they recognize they got to do better. They got to do a better job by their talent and not take them for granted. Because like what you said basically was their 3 top stars basically left within a year of each other. Legitimately, like you always expect them to leave, but that was like a drastic drop of super talent. Like that's insane.
And not only that, but right after that, those guys left. Then you had Naito leaving.
Yeah.
Naito left. So now they were only left as far as Japanese wrestlers. They were left for Evil, Sushi, and Uemura. Those 3 guys. Because I don't know if you got, this is the way I saw this wrestler, Japanese wrestlers. He was shut down our throat, and that was Master Waddle. When they brought in Master Waddle, they tried to make him like this unbeatable. I'm like, come on, stop. Dude, like, and I think they even gave him the IWGP Junior belt or the tag team belt, but he didn't get over. The fans weren't crazy about him.
Yeah.
I think I know exactly what King versus King you're talking about. It was him, Despy. I think it was a triple threat or fatal four way. But it was a fatal four way. It was a fatal four way. Master Wato, Desperado. I forgot who was the third one, and I know it was
it was probably Hiromu.
Hiromu was the third. Was in there. Yeah, he was there, but it was the fourth one. I don't know who.
Now the funny part about it is, to your point though, it took him 5 years just to get back to being decent. Like, I mean, 5 years. You understand how crazy that is? 5 years to fix yourself after making that kind of mistake. So I do think Tanahashi's like, I can't fuck that shit up again. Like, I think,
and the guys that were running, the guy that was running New Japan before Tanahashi was some CEO corporate clown.
Yeah.
So that's why Kenny Omega was pissed off, because Omega didn't like that guy, because that guy was just doing shit behind the scenes.
He wasn't a fucking
had
wrestler.
no idea what the hell he was doing.
He was, exactly. And that's why I feel like they dropped the ball on not developing the young talents at way earlier before, because it's like, and could we blame Gato to at the same time because he could have said something?
Honestly,
I don't know.
Gato is talent. Gato is a talent guy. Like Gato is not a boardroom dude. I love Gato, but that motherfucker is not built for a boardroom. All due respect, sir. That man is not built for a boardroom.
I know he's not, but all I know is that what Tanahashi's doing now, especially with the G1 that he did the last two G1s, and now and then once he's fully in charge after full after Wrestle Kingdom, then we can tell what he's doing. I'm telling you, he's going to start building these talents now, these young lions that he needs to start doing now. And I think the last two G1s is just the beginning, and we're going to see.
I'm gonna give
Gabe Kidd. We still got Ren Narita, who I mentioned earlier. Yeah. We got Yuya, and who else we got? Shit.
Shooter.
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 Yoda Sushi.
Yeah, Yoda. Yeah.
Yoda Sushi,
This is my hot take. People might disagree with me. Hand to God, I think Tanahashi is being what people want Triple H to do for WWE.
Yeah,
I think Tanahashi is doing what they're saying Triple H is doing, which he's obviously missing the ball on this one. I think Tanahashi is actually doing it. I mean, is it slow? Is it wonky? Yeah. Is it taking him a while to get to where he needs to be? Yes.
At least he's doing it though.
Yeah, exactly. It's a slow process, but I think he's doing it.
Now, I gotta ask you guys about this. Now, I know they made the match between Takeshita and Sushi, title versus title. Now, do you think that Tanahashi figures, well, it was a mistake to bring another title? First of all, call it a global title, which means it's a world title, and now they're gonna eliminate it come Wrestle Kingdom.
No. I don't think they'll get.
I don't think they will.
It's gonna be a disqualification. Somebody's got to win. So you're gonna walk around with 2 belts?
Yeah. I think they will. Remember Jericho was doing it for a while?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But like,
I think it's 2 belts. I think we're going to have a moment where somebody's going. If they do a crossover AEW, I mean, we talked about it before. I think there's going to be a point where Okada's going to get involved because Takeshita or Suji might win. Although I think Takesha's going to win that match, and there may be a point where there's a Japanese wrestler with 3 belts.
It's crazy because that's the way. Oh my God, all Japan used to be that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
The Triple Crown, and that's when the how you call it?
They still have that belt. They still have Triple Crown.
Yeah, I remember that Tony Khan wanted to do that with the Ring of Honor, the Continental, and it was supposed to be the Japanese version of the Triple Crown. And then the strong title was given away and then never heard of it again. But I think that's why I'm asking, because I'm surprised that they're going to do a title versus title. I mean, honestly, I always believed that when they came out with that global title, it was going to be a confusion because the IWP is the world title. Why would you call the other title global? So, and it looks like the fact that Yoda Sushi has it again for the second time. I don't know if Gabe Kidd is hurt and whatnot because they took that belt away from him too quick. I don't think he even got to defend it not even once. So,
No, but I will say this, however, I do think they're doing it. They're trying to position their next Okada Tanahashi. Because right now, Yoda Suji and Takeshita have been beefing for at least 2 G1s, but
Bangers.
Their beef goes back before those G1s because if I remember correctly, both their trainers had beef with each other, and I really can't remember what their names are, and I'm sorry about that. But so, and there was always a storyline that Takeshita was in the G1 to avenge the loss of his trainer, and Yota Tsuji was one of the dudes he had to beat up to do it. So they have been building up those two guys' rivalry for the longest time, which I'm happy about because honestly, they need that. They need basically, I refer to it as the Ric Flair Dusty Rhodes storyline, where you need two top guys to really be like the face of wrestling in there. They don't need to be the main guys, but they need to be two guys. You go, who do you like? It's like the Shawn Michaels Bret Hart thing. You got to pick one, whether you want to or not. So I think that's what they're trying to do. And to your point, I think that's why they're doing a title for title one, because whoever wins that and whoever loses that gets over, period. Because no matter who loses that match or whoever wins, both guys are getting way the fuck over.
I mean, I've been saying it for a while. I think Yota Tsuji is going to be the main top guy.
Yeah, I think
absolutely.
They've been building him for like, I don't know since what, because he's not a bad wrestler. I could watch his matches. They're pretty good, decent. And I always, and I thought Yota Tsuji was going to win the G1.
I did too. I was waiting on him. I understand why they didn't give it to him though, because the dude's got a personality that he doesn't need a belt, really. He's got a great personality in Japan. Like I said, I've seen him wrestle, but I've also seen he's got some great moves, but he ain't the most dynamic wrestler too. But
very true.
That dude can carry the shit out of a match.
Let me ask you this question: Do you see Zack Sabre Jr. again with the world title again? Oh, that was it.
He's got it twice so far. I don't think he gets it.
I don't think he gets it. Truth be told, I would be surprised if he stays with New Japan.
I think he's gonna end up staying. I think
he's going to stay. Yeah,
he's staying in New Japan.
Spot. I think he's got a comfortable spot there right
now.
He's not going to AEW. Definitely, he ain't going to WWE.
No, I don't think
WWE. So
I don't think he's going to AEW, but I think he's going to start doing some more traveling engagement.
Oh yeah.
I think he's going to start doing a lot more. I think he's going to start doing a lot more of those for New Japan. Like I think they're going to start using him as an ambassador to start wrestling other places. And they won't be like they won't be throwaway matches. They won't be throwaway matches, but they'll definitely be like, this is our guy.
Honestly, I think he's the best gauging guy they have there anyway. So
100%.
That's right now, yeah.
Right now, he's the only one. I mean, besides, I love David Finlay, Gabe Kidd, but they still got a long process to go.
I'm surprised, not for nothing, but what was the point of turning David Finlay a heel and making him? He won the, I think, was it the New Japan Cup?
Yeah.
Only to lose a title match. I'm like, when are you going to give this guy that smell of the IWGP belt? I'm like, every time I'm a big Bullet Club fan. And I like David Finlay. And I still ask myself, whenever I see him in a tournament, I'm like, he ain't going to win. Because it feels like they got something against him. Like, he can never get up there. He won the New Japan Cup. But how many losses he got before he made it to the semifinals? He lost like 4 or 5 matches in the G1 this year.
Honestly, it's weird. I agree with you a little bit because it do seem like there seems to be a ceiling for that man.
Yeah.
Am I wrong to kind of compare him to LA Knight a little bit? Like right now, maybe they look at him as that right now.
You know why? You're right, because it is like LA Knight because he's over in Japan. My thing is, who he pissed off or shitted on, they're not giving him that push. He's like, he's there.
Truth of the matter, he probably did piss somebody off.
He had to because you win the New Japan Cup, which most likely most of the time anybody wins that. And he went pretty far
in the G1.
Yeah, he was losing all his matches. Like OPC, wasn't I wrong? He lost like 4 or 5 matches in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And then he went on a streak, and then he lost to who? He lost to Takeshita.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he lost to Takeshita. So it's like, I'm like, he's there. He's almost there. They'd be like, it's like putting a carrot in front of him and be like, nope, you ain't got it. Bye.
Yeah. Like push him up, pull him down. Push him up, pull him down.
Yeah.
Let's transition to the next subject because we went from that to now we talk about LA Knight. Talk about this tournament, what we got so far, gentlemen. Well, we got all these 4 announced so far, which, look, I'm going to share them for one reason. Because, and we saw it on Saturday. We saw it. You saw what he said. Could be talent that I never faced before. What the fuck are you talking about? Where? Tell me where.
So far, how's that talent we never faced before?
The talent that he's never faced before is Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be Gunther.
I'll be honest with you. This tournament feels like the biggest cash grab I have ever seen, and it feels. And I hate to say this. This feels fucking lazy.
Yeah,
this feels
and
fucking
honestly,
lazy.
to be honest with you, you're not lying, Phil. You are not.
Why is the
right
why is the Miz in this tournament anyway?
Yeah,
I don't
because
understand.
He's
that.
got history with Cena, and he wants to have another match with Cena, so he wants to try to win a match with Cena. Like
that's not. I mean, that is not a reason to. Like, truth be told, at least half these goddamn bracket should be NXT talent.
Well, I heard on Tuesday. Ava did say on Tuesday we're going to discuss to see who's going to be the participants of the tournament. So we might get it this Tuesday. Who's going to be the participants? Because she said it this past Tuesday.
It's supposed to be 16 competitors.
Yeah,
16.
Oh, so they got another 8 going.
You got a lot of 8 going. They got a lot of 8 going.
Well,
so,
the thing that don't make any sense though is Raw announced theirs this week. SmackDown announced theirs week. Why didn't NXT announce theirs this week?
Yeah, because again, it feels like the biggest issue I have with this entire tournament is it feels like a cash grab, and I think we said it before. This feels like a last ditch effort to try to make some relevant content for them.
Listen, they're gonna have
make it unpredictable.
They're gonna have Joe Hendry in there. They might have Mike Santana. They're gonna have Trick Williams. Who else?
I don't think that. I suspect it's gonna be either Nick Nemeth or Matt Cardona.
My wild guess for this mysterious person here that's facing LA Knights, either going to be Oba Femi or we're going to get fucking Joe Hendry.
I mean, it's LA Knights. They're probably going to fuck over LA Knight and make it.
Oh, they are.
If it's Oba, you're not having Oba lose to fucking LA Knight.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be like
especially after LA Knight grabbed that sign. I think ever since he grabbed that sign,
I think
he's been in hot water
so far.
So, I mean, truth be told, like I said, this tournament does not feel at all interesting. Truth be told, these are all cards you'd normally see, so it's nothing special. Like, these are regular cards that would be on a regular match. Like,
don't be surprised the Miz beat Jey Uso.
I know.
I won't
like, honestly, like I said, the Sheamus versus Nakamura might be interesting.
Yeah.
But truth be told, there ain't no story there. It ain't interesting.
No.
And
what about
the only thing that's going on with this entire tournament stuff is so far Rusev's got history with Cena, Sheamus has got history with Cena, Nakamura's got history with Cena, Miz has got history with Cena. Freaking it's like, other than that, Priest hasn't had any interaction with him whatsoever. LA Knight has had a tag match with him here and there, and Jey Uso is buddy with him, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
basically, it's like all of his it's literally all of his friends showing up to fight him.
In a nutshell, yes.
I feel like if maybe he was the one, and I'm pretty sure he was, or unless Papa H comes on, man, we should get get these people. I don't know what was the discussion of this tournament bracket, but it just doesn't give me. I'm gonna get me wrong. I get what you're saying about stories. There isn't. But I wouldn't mind seeing a Damian Rusev. I want to see how that's going to go regular matchup. I wouldn't mind seeing a Sheamus Nakamura matchup. I want to see how that match is going to be psychologically.
That's what I'm saying. Like, these are
these
are regular good cards, but putting them in a tournament makes no sense because
I know
that's not the story I want to see. Like Sheamus and Nakamura, that's a story we want to see for a minute.
Yeah,
it's lazy booking, man. It's lazy booking.
Yeah. Like
it's just. I'm like when they mentioned it on the Saturday night main event, I was like, what? 16 guys? And you're just gonna, and then they say, oh, people from outside, you're gonna bring people from AAA, NXT, or TNA, one of those. You ain't bringing nobody from Japan, none of that stuff. So but
everybody out there that's trying to get their fucking hopes up that Adam Copeland's gonna show up, stop getting your hopes up.
It's not gonna happen.
That's what I heard all week and on social media. Oh, Adam Copeland's not going nowhere. He's still signed with AEW, so he ain't coming. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line is, my theory is you have to put Gunther in this match somewhere in there. There's no way in the world you're gonna have Gunther. I mean, Gunther's been out since what? SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
The SummerSlam.
Yes.
I mean, how bad is his injury? He's been out for almost 4 or 5 months. You know what I'm saying?
He has some kind of face injury. That's all I know.
Yeah. Well, if Gunther comes, he should be the one to end. Cena's career.
He's the only one that makes sense winning this entire goddamn thing.
The only other option is if you want to freaking do it and it's going to be some young guy, it's got to be
Mhm.
Obafemi. If Obafemi is this spot right here against LA Knight, Obafemi has to go all the way at that point.
To his point though, I would go with Obafemi and Gunther in the semifinals. Obafemi loses, and then Gunther ends up being the one that faced Cena. That way, Obafemi gets a really good push, and you get to decide where you get to put him on a SmackDown. Because as much as I love
wrench in this right now, though, is all this talk about Cena and Dom for the IC title.
I was about to ask you
right
that.
now. That's your big wrench in everything right now. Because honestly, at that point, I'll say it flat out: if Cena ends up winning the IC title before his final match, and he goes into his final match with the IC title, you don't have Gunther win this tournament. You do.
That's the plan that I heard that they wanted to do. They wanted to put Cena win the belt since he never won that belt, and then he loses his last match and the Intercontinental belt.
Yeah, and if that's the case, then
that makes no sense.
If that case, then you don't do Gunther. You do not do Gunther. You
that's,
do Obafemi.
That's right. That's right. Yeah,
because right now, Dominic is hot. So why are you going to mess that up? I don't understand.
Well, here's my question.
I'm gonna say that for the subject.
Do you do a storyline where Cena takes it from Dom? He cheats his way into the tournament and cheats his way all the way through it, and then gets his IC title back from Cena after retiring him?
I wouldn't even, honestly. Honestly, right now, as long as Dom has the AAA title, I would not put the IC title back on him right now. I'd keep that IC title off of him and let him focus on the AAA title at this point.
That's exactly what I said. That we said that.
And at that point, if you're going to do it, you build up the new guy. And at that point, if he has the IC title going into his final matchup, you do it as
Nick Aldis.
Hold the fuck up. Dustin's got me.
No.
Ain't happening. I'll be some shit. I know.
First off, I still want to know how fucking awkward it is with Nick Aldis being there right now with fucking Bruce Pritchard after what Bruce Pritchard said about that man. Which fuck you, Bruce Pritchard. You're a piece of shit. And then second off, at this point, it doesn't look like Nick Aldis is ever going to get back in a fucking ring because the only reason why they brought him in here was to be a GM, and that is at this point he's never going to get back in the ring in WWE.
That man's wrestling style is too good for to be in WWE, and they're not gonna put him in there to do that.
Yeah.
No.
And honestly, he's and as much as I love Nick Aldis, and this is no disrespect to WWE fans, but I'm gonna insult the shit out of him. His style is so deliberate and controlled. I don't think WWE fans or most of today's wrestling fans will be able to handle it. Like, because it's not a fast. Because truth be told, my wet dream was to have Nick Aldis fight Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah,
that's the kind of technical nightmare I want to see happen right there. Because truth be told, those kind of technical masterpieces I think are underappreciated these days. And Nick Aldis was a master at that shit, like a legitimate master at it. And I don't think fans now really appreciate that as much as I would like, because truth be told, if they could let Nick Aldis wrestle like Nick Aldis, I say, yeah, put that motherfucker in.
Speaking of appreciation and Dom, shout out to the D.
What's good, bro?
The notorious one.
That's right. Notorious. That's right. It's like, what's good, gentlemen? I use that term extremely loosely. What's up, Dom? Oh man,
brother. So it's been forever, Dom. So, yeah. So like I said, this tournament, I was not excited about it. It feels like a money grab as far as I'm concerned. They're not, and to your point, they're not bringing in new guys. They're not bringing in young talent. In my opinion.
As of right now, we still got 8 more people.
As of right now, there's no young talent. If they're thinking this is a selling point, I'm going. Truth be told, we have seen these matches before. The only one we haven't seen before is maybe the Sheamus versus Nakamura or the DP versus Rusev. I don't even want to talk about that right now.
Yeah, he said thank you AI for Julia dropping the US.
I don't even want to talk about that right now. He just
You got
the comment for the night, brother.
Yeah, like I said,
thank you AI for Julia dropping the US title.
Like Phil said, this whole tournament, like I said, does feel very I don't know, like a cash grab very much. But if you're going to at least come out with one good outcome with it, it's got to put somebody over. And if it is going to involve Cena holding the IC title in the process all the way to the end, it's got to put somebody over.
You know what's crazy though? What's crazy is they concentrating on this tournament, right? And you got Survivor Series coming up. I mean, are they even going to have a War Games this year?
All right.
We're seemingly teasing.
I'm gonna answer that question and tell you because that's the next subject. So we're gonna get into it. But
I mean, like I'm saying to myself, and I just finished doing my podcast, and I'm saying, I hope to God that the War Game is not MFT versus the.
I hope not.
I hope not either.
Because I mean, they're not
no
doing
disrespect
shit.
to Wyatts and MFT.
They're not doing shit.
I'm gonna say right
now, anything.
This is my bet. I think War Games is gonna be an NXT product this year. I think it's going to be an NXT product. I think they're going to do it. I think they're just going to force something out of it.
It's the same thing. Like, it's funny that this is happening with WWE, but AEW is doing the same thing. AEW has the conglomerate, whatever, going against the Death Rider. I'm like, why? Why are we even having that? You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're running out of ideas when they have these type of matches. You know what I'm saying? You got to build ahead of time, at least 3 or 4 months, so you could get to that situation. And it looks like both promotions done the same thing, you know.
It goes back to my earlier question. I think wrestling promotions and bookers now, they don't have any more patience. They don't have patience to build slowly. Like it's like you said, you can't go into a blood and guts War Games with only 1 month prep. I mean, you could.
I think the girls. That had been like 3 or 4 months.
That's a 2 month. That's a 3 month build. But when you're gonna do something insane like Blood and Guts or War Games, you need multiple months build up and multiple pay-per-views to kind of set that shit up.
And just there you go. We already switched to those stuff. Might as well. There you go.
Unfortunately, we can say it now. Fucking good old Uncle Dave is right about the women's War Games match.
Yeah,
thanks to what happened last night. So.
I will bet $1,000 that will be the match of the night. I believe it was
War Game.
Yeah, women. At this point, good old Uncle Dave is correct about it about who's going to be in it because literally Lash Legend showed up last night on SmackDown to help Nia Jax. So at this fucking rate, we're getting the exact freaking teams of what he's talked about in women's.
Yeah, I'm more excited about Blood and Guts, the women's Blood and Guts one, because the thing I will say this about AEW. I don't know what is it up with the AEW women, but they have a chip on their shoulder, and they are hell bent on stealing the show for every gimmick match they have.
And you know why they should have a fucking? You know why they should have a fucking chip on their shoulder is because of the fact that literally, who's the freaking faces of that entire division? 2 women. Everybody else, bottom of the barrel at that point.
The women's. The one tag team that I found that because I'm still catching up on AEW shit from last week. The tag team that is going to surprise me, and I think is going to be the AEW tag team champion, is Maria Shafir and Megan Baines. That tag team, and I don't know if they're in the War Games, but if they're in that War Game, it's a wrap.
My money's gonna be on Babes of Wrath winning the tag championship because honestly, they're just sociopathic enough to pull it off. But to your point, I think. And it goes what Justin said as well. They are so used to being underestimated, and every single Blood and Guts or horrible like extreme women's match they have, Sean, extreme would have has literally brought the place down. 100%.
And they're willing to color themselves. I mean,
100%.
Not long ago, I forgot the girl with the fucking puppet. She broke her fucking nose.
Harley Cameron
broke her nose. I mean, I think Anna Jay got hurt. So all these girls, they don't care about bleeding. They don't. I mean, if you guys remember with the
they want the show. They really do want
the Rosa and the Thunder Rosa match and Britt Baker. They were the first ones to ever do that. Because I'm like, when I saw that,
I'll be flat out honest. I think the women's freaking Blood and Guts is going to be better than the men's one. Honestly,
I think so. I think so too.
I think so too.
I think so too. And
we'll see because I mean, like I said, the collaboration against Death Riders. I'm like this. What's that going on?
This is the reason why I think it'll be better. I think the problem is, and this is to your point, with the men's Blood and Guts match, there is very little we have not seen. They have pretty much pulled the stops and done almost everything they can possibly come up with. There is some crazy stuff they'll probably come up with that we've never seen before, but for the most part, it's going to be standard fare which is kind of scary to say for Blood and Guts. With the women's match, they get to set new grounds. They get to take it all, but to your point, they're not afraid of getting color. They're not afraid of going beyond extreme. And they know exactly how far they're willing to go. Like, honestly, my favorite interview was with Sky Blue when they told her she was going to be in one of those matches. Kyle Fletcher was like, fuck no, I ain't doing that shit. Sky Blue looked like a sociopath when they talked to her about it. Yeah. Like, she was all about it. Like, she's
wrestled hardcore matches. She literally did.
Exactly.
And that was on Collision multiple times.
Exactly.
And she literally wrestled hardcore matches.
100%.
And Sky Blue, I think they're not pushing her. I mean, the girl's good, and I still have myself. You know, that girl's been there for what, 3-4 years. A guy crazy matches.
Julia Hart together are fantastic.
Yeah, so it's
that was
like
the right call to put them together.
Yeah, I would like to see her win a title there. But and when it comes to the guys, Blood and Guts, this is the one thing that just came to my mind now when you guys were talking. Like, we seen everything that Darby Allin has done.
Yeah,
what is he gonna do now to top this shit? You know what I'm saying? I mean, the guy did I think what was it? Swanton into glass one point. I mean, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna jump off the damn cage this time?
Here's your crazy Darby stunt he'll do. He'll come up in the rafters and do a coffin drop through the top of the cage into the ring and see what he does. there's your Darby stunt for freaking blood.
I mean, but to your point, there's only and this is not really a shot at the men's Blood and Guts match. It goes back to your original story. You said they took months to build this women's Blood and Guts match.
Yeah,
they just automatically assumed with the men's Blood and Guts match it was cookie cutter, basically Lego pieces. Just put shit in and it'll automatically work out because it's worked in the past. Like, they're not thinking about the fact they still need a good build for these guys. Because Conglomeration versus Death Riders, not gonna lie to you, why are they fighting?
There's no reason why.
Why are they beefing? Other than just general animosity, which, fine, whatever. But truth be told, what's the story behind them fighting?
If anything,
because Conglomeration's more been feuding with fucking the Callis family that they've been feuding
Exactly.
Why the fuck are they involved in this?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you just took the words out of my mouth, because I'm like, why not the Callis family involved in that? Instead, the Death Riders. I mean, you only had a couple of matches.
At this point, the Callis family got more members than Wu-Tang. It should be a good match if they did
that. They're like the fucking House of Torture 2.0, all right? That's
what it is. Neck.
That's just what it is. They're the House of Torture.
Yeah, let's fam. Fuck with.
Yeah, Wu-Tang, baby.
I mean, but like, truth be told, it's like, to your point. But like, I mean, it just
he said,
I'm
with you like the Wu-Tang. That's a good one. That's the whole. Listen, I said that's the whole New Japan roster.
Yeah, but I'm sitting there going, to your point. I agree with you. Like, I don't know why I'm supposed to be invested in this fight, other than just they're wrestlers I like who like fighting each other.
They're trying to make you care about it because of the fact that it's Darby and Mox, and the fact that these two have this freaking feud where it's just them going to war, doing a bunch of crazy ass shit with each other, and that's what it is. And that's basically honestly, trying to play off a whole Blood and Guts match.
Then have Darby and Mox do another basement match or something. Put them in the Steam.
They just needed to do fucking exploding barbed wire death match done the right way, but no.
Yeah, exactly.
No, they might fuck that up too.
Me personally, if I wanted to show exactly how insane it was, I would do what I call the Around the World tour.
What is good? World elite.
How apropos. Well, the funny thing about it is, the one thing I used to love about pro wrestling, this was back in the 60s and the 50s, wrestlers would show up at other promotions fighting each other. They would like dudes would like say they like a promotion would be like say a West Texas promotion would show up in like Louisiana, and all of a sudden a fight will break out with their dude in Louisiana. So that like you get like, say for example, you get like a West Texas promotion fighting for a Louisiana promotion, but it's basically just the beef is just they hate each other so much, and no matter where they go, no matter where they make an appearance, They show up there picking a fight. Like, can you imagine if AEW was having a match, then Moxley went to CMLL, and then Darby showed up there, beat the shit out of him, and then they fought and had a match there, and then all of a sudden they left, and then Mox went to New Japan, and Darby showed up there again, beating the shit out of him, and then they said, "Fuck it, let's just fight this shit at like Wrestle Dream or Worlds Collide or whatever the fuck else you want to do."
Dusty Rhodes versus Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like,
that's exactly like that would, I think, at this point, you got enough partnerships with promotions that you could probably pull that off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think at this point, you can't keep going back to the old well about extreme matches, having Darby setting shit on fire with a flamethrower.
And by the way, sorry to cut you off, but so Queen Amanda did get injured. Story or real?
It's actually her.
I think she got hurt for real. I think she got hurt for real.
She said on social media that she's.
Queen Amanda. She got replaced. So she got replaced by.
That's why Mina's in now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
I didn't know if it was Story or.
I had Queen Amanda and I had Queen Amanda squad winning that.
They even mentioned it on Dynamite, where they said that Mina is in because of the fact that the matchup with Megan Bayne was supposed to be Queen Aminata and Megan Bayne, but because she was out hurt now, she's confirmed it, and AEW said it themselves as well that Mina's in for her instead now. So
okay. Natalie Ford just got hurt also. She got Natalie Ford. She just broke her UCL.
Yeah.
But she did. Oh shit.
Yeah. She was supposed to team up with Megan Bayne, and now Mina Shafir is going to be the tag team.
Yeah, Maria's in too, and that's why also, unfortunately, they got the women's championship matchup in there as well. Now.
That's why I got Harley Cameron and Willow winning that match, because they're like, at this point, they're the most over team, and they're the most healthiest team they got in the women's tag division.
I'm surprised they beat Mercedes and Athena, right?
Yeah. Well,
good match, by the way. It was actually a great match. I saw it.
Well,
it was actually not
the
bad
funny part about it is everybody was mad because they wanted Mercedes to get a 13th belt, and I'm like, no.
She's already getting her 13th belt. She's challenging for a title at fucking House of
Glory. She ain't winning that shit. She's not winning.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm gonna
she don't need another belt. She don't need. He done broke Ultimo Dragon's record. She doesn't need another goddamn belt.
Yeah, she's not gonna win it because of the way I look at it. Remember, she beat Chris Statlander twice already.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the third time. She's not beating her. She's not going to beat her.
She's not going to beat her. I unfortunately disagree. I actually disagree. I really do disagree, because unfortunately, I feel like the fact was, at the time, Toni Storm was, when she lost to Toni, the only reason why she lost to Toni was because you were in a scenario where it is the two women that Tony Khan has positioned at the top of the fucking card, and you want to tell a story at this point where Mercedes is going to chase the championship that she cannot win right now. That would be the perfect scenario here with Stat. Hands down, is Stat finally gets the W over her, and Mercedes again continues her little side story of, hey, I'm still out here collecting a bunch of championships, but the one title I can't win is the AEW Women's Championship. But I just cannot escape that freaking thought.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The only reason why they put this title on Chris Statlander was because they didn't want to fucking have Toni Storm be the one to take the L for some reason, because they were so invested in Toni Storm at the time. They wouldn't do it with Toni, which would have made more sense to actually do it with Toni in the long run. But the fact that they've had Toni positioned at such a high spot, and they will not for some reason drop her down any longer, it's like, what's the safest bet you can go with here? And that is Chris Statlander. They feel like she is the easiest one for them to beat, and that's why I have a feeling they're going to put it.
The reason I say that because she already beaten Statlander twice, so she's going to beat her for the third time. It doesn't make sense to me.
I have a sad, unfortunate feeling she's going to.
Let me give you a counter argument to that, because I do think I understand what you're saying, and honestly, I wouldn't put it past Toni. But here's the thing: I think Toni is realizing that you can't just have two faces of your women's division. As much as I love Toni, eventually she will go down and she will fall off. The same with Mercedes. I think they're doing a decent job of building up Stat as a real powerhouse. Like, legitimately, they're building her, in my opinion, not like a Romanesque character, but more like I'm trying to put my finger on it, but they're giving her like a real push. I think they're doing a strong one. I think the problem we're having right now is beating Toni was not enough for Stat. And this goes back to what you said. She has to beat Mercedes to be considered a real champion.
She needs to.
Like, she can't. She should. Like, she can't be like, if she loses, her entire push is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, it does not matter. Like, if it was me and I lost like that, I would literally be starting to reconsider my time there.
Yeah, because she's been pushed for the last 3 years. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
If Stat loses, she should absolutely just consider
because Mercedes losing. Think about it, because Mercedes losing, she loses nothing if she loses that belt.
No,
because that could set up a storyline where if she loses to Stanlander now in Full Gear, now that sets up for her losing all these other belts, and you can create a story out of that.
That's exactly what I said, and
create a story out of that, and then she goes into maybe in 2026 gets another title shot, and then she wins the AEW title.
Yes.
But hold on. Let me add on what Henry just said, because that's exactly what I was going to say. To add on that, this could be, again, I said this before, the start of her losing all her title reigns.
Yeah,
we
thought
that when she lost the fucking strong title.
No, I know, but we all
thought that was the start of the dissension.
No, but see, with the strong title,
with the
strong title was because she had that belt for a while. You know, New Japan's not going to keep somebody engaging, especially holding that belt for more than 4 or 5 months. You know, they
don't do that.
They did that shit. They did it with who was it? Eddie Kingston. Kingston was going to lose regardless if he got injured or not. He was going to lose that belt. You know what I'm saying? They brought that belt back to Japan. So now with her losing it, and I'm sure this was already planned, her being this, you know, Ultimate Monet, the beat Ultimate Dragon's fucking belt or whatever it is. Again, and one of those belts, you can't defend it. And that's the Owen Hart. So why does it even count?
So tired of ranting about that fucking thing. Listen, this is the unfortunate freaking scenario that I feel like we're going to end up getting put in. And this is going to be so bullshit. And as I have a feeling is that we're going to have Mercedes Moné pull the fucking Stephanie Vauquer with the TBS title.
No.
I have a feeling she's going to win the fucking women's championship. And because of the fact that she didn't lose a championship and now she has the longest reign in the TBS title, they're just going to fucking vacate it. And that's what they're going to end up putting, where we're going to finally announce a women's Continental Classic. And that's going to be your title at the end of the Continental TBS title.
You know what's going to be funny? On the one hand, I want that to happen. And I'm going to tell you why. I want that to happen because and I'll tell you why.
All right, I'm gonna mute.
The reason is that let her get that 13 title. Fine, give it to her. But here's the problem. Mercedes Moné has to be able to carry it. She has to be able to carry that belt. And the problem I have with her is the same problem Stephanie had, same problem Julia had. They had all the pomp and circumstances working for them. But truth of the matter is their run was so uneventful and uninteresting. The only thing they had going for them was the belt, and they broke the rule of having a belt in wrestling. The belt made them. They didn't make the belt. And my concern is that if you give it to Moné, yay, she got 13 belts. Right now, can you say with all your heart you think she can carry that division by herself? And then it comes down to, is Tony stupid enough to really think Moné can carry this division by herself?
Yes.
Yeah. Tony Storm will still always be there. But if you want to make the face of your company Mercedes Moné, can she do it with 13 belts?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be her golden goose, and honestly, it'll be 14 because, like I said, she's challenging for her 13th.
Well, no, but that's neither here nor there. My real question is that if she does do it, how long before they realize it was a terrible mistake?
Probably won't.
She'll probably win the House of Glory because she's very close with the owner.
Yeah.
From House.
It's not for a House of Glory title. It's for some other title.
That was a trainer.
But so I'm not worried about her getting the belts. My question is that at a certain point, how long is it? And we use it. We'll bring out old word. How long before they decide to pivot and then change it? Because here's the thing: a lot of times these cats, Julia is a perfect example. Everyone was, and I'll go back to that. We'll go back to Julia. Everybody was all hyped? Julia won the belt. Everybody was hyped because she won the belt. What did she do with that damn thing?
So this is what she's challenged. She's challenging for the APAC Wrestling Women's Championship at House of Glory.
Is that a real belt?
APAC? I never heard of that.
APAC Wrestling, apparently. What? This is what she's challenged. That's for her 13th championship. That's what she's challenging for in 8 days.
She's winning that shit because that shit don't make nobody.
That'll be her 13th title right there. And then unfortunately, she's going to freaking be like, oh, man. And we could sit there and put the scenario of, hey, unlucky 13. Maybe that's the part where she starts taking some L's over constantly. But she's going to be the one to overcome the unlucky 13, hit 14, and then unfortunately vacate the fucking TBS title where they'll put it on the line in the first ever women's
That's the thing. That's the thing I do not want. Do not like they. She needs to lose every single one of those belts. Obviously, not the Owen Hart, but she needs to lose every single one of those belts in a match. Like vacating the championship is bullshit.
The House of Glory is going to end up winning, getting exposure for that belt because she's going to bring it out. Whatever.
I don't know. Apparently, House of Glory thinks. Apparently, House of Glory thinks bringing another championship and freaking have it defended on their show will get a lot of attention, But
again, if she cannot vacate any of those belts. She needs to lose.
Right. But here's the thing. I keep saying this, and I'm going to continue. I'm going to stick with it. If I still feel like Statlander is going to win, I feel she is the one. This is the match, like how you said, that needs to put her over for it to be, of course, a defending champion, and for the crowd to get more invested in her. And it was unfortunate that the match with her, Timeless, the rematch, was not like, oh my God, it's going to be a great rematch. It wasn't. Let's be real. It was not a great rematch. It was not great. And there's a reason for that, because we know that they're saving Timeless and Mina to build that tag team division. That's what's next. So I know you're debating, Phil, saying that you can't be two females in that main in roster.
Oh no, I said you can. You can
have baby faces, right? That's what you said, correct? I disagree. I feel like you could have it. The thing is, like when it comes to the main championship, you can build that for stat, not even passing Full Gear, passing World's End, maybe at Revolution. There's one person that she's able to have a great contender fight. That is Willow Nightingale. But down the line later, not now. Just hear me out. That's what I'm just saying that. Down the line later. With Monet, we need her to start losing now. And I think if she doesn't win this belt, don't be surprised if she's gonna go like, fuck, I can't win this belt. Athena has a fucking champion. I mean, go after the Ring of Honor World Championship. And then maybe we'll have I still want that, damn it. That if you want, I want Athena to be the one to take Monet's TBS title away. If not her, then fucking give it a Hardy Cameron. Give it her World Center, because they need something. Right now they have so much fucking heels on the women's roster, more than baby faces. And I feel that we need it needs a balance. It needs a balance to it. I wouldn't even mind Triangle Madness win those tag team championships. Go for it. So be it. Or even Megan Bainish and Mina Shafir. So be it. That's fine. But the reason why Timeless and Marina is in this is they're going to help build that division. You got to give it a prestige toward that belt. And I'm okay with that.
Honestly, I think they dropped the ball with Megan Bain, to be honest. You know,
because they brought her in too soon. They gave her like 5 single matches, and then
that girl should have been.
I said it myself. I literally said it just recently on the fucking show. I said the freaking reason was they fucked up Megan Bain big time. You rushed her into that freaking main women's championship scene. You put her against Tony. You had her take an L, and then what did you do? You basically constantly give her wins up the ass, but for some reason you are just not confident to put her back in that women's championship scene for no fucking reason. It does not make any sense.
And then they put her with Penelope Ford, which to me, Penelope Ford, she's been there for years and she's not going nowhere. I think she should be a single wrestler. Forget about Penelope Ford. Megan Bain should have been already up there close to the world title contention. And they gave, like Redeemer said, they pushed her too fast. She should have never gotten that shot automatically within what, a month, 2, something like that?
Yeah. And at that point, they should have fucking put the title on Megan at that point. As much as it freaking was Tony taking an L after she just got the championship back, that's your perfect scenario. Toni Storm is basically rock solid. She is locked in as one of the top women at that point. If you're going to have her put over a new fucking face in the process, it should have been Megan Bain at the time.
So I'm gonna
capitalize on that shit.
I'm gonna push back on that one a little bit. I like Megan Bain. I think you're right. They did push her a little too early. Here's the problem I have with Megan Bain. She's not interesting. She's not interesting. Like, I like her. I think she's a good wrestler. I think she's got great presence. Her mic skills are non-existent, and seeing her talk to somebody does not keep me paying attention. The thing about Chris Statlander, it is, I like the fact that she came in like Brock Lesnar. Like, I like the fact that that's what they were trying to do with her. But the truth of the matter is that even leading up to those matches, Tony Storm carried that, and literally, I never thought Megan Bayne was keeping up with her. Now, do I agree with you? They had no fucking business putting her there. Yeah, I think she should have gone after the TBS title myself. Like that, like just to get her started and get her. If you want like a monster to come in and get a belt, give her the TBS title. That's the goddamn point of it.
She should have got a Jade run, honestly, when she first came.
Exactly.
She should have went for the TBS title, had the TBS title, had a nice run with it, and then used that whole run as her way to build herself up to the women's championship.
Exactly. But the problem is that right now on the mic, if you look at it, Penelope Ford's doing all the talking.
And that's fine, honestly. I think that's a good
thing. No,
to
that's fine. But you can't have a singles wrestler who does not talk well. Like, you just can't.
If Tony Khan was smart, he would have had Penelope Ford as a mouthpiece for Megan Bayne and bring in Bozilla.
Yeah, well,
make her team up with Megan Bayne. Go after those tag team belts. That tag team right there, that shit would have been awesome. Because I don't know nobody could beat them.
Bozilla's incredible.
Here's the problem I have with that booking. After they win, who gonna challenge them? They ain't got nobody.
Everybody.
No. Well, who's gonna think about it? Who's gonna win? Like, nobody gonna beat their team.
Hey, everybody gets the underdog story going into it.
Exactly. That's the whole point of it. It's an underdog story.
Well,
if not even Bozilla,
powerful women as a tag team. Remember the brothers of tag team titles, and you go, shit, what are we supposed to do? And it's just like that underdog fight. You gotta have that underdog fight. It's like, remember
the brothers of destruction, Kane and Undertaker? It was real sexy when they first started, but at a certain point, it got real dry because nobody was getting booked to beat them because nobody could beat those two.
Who they brought?
They just broke them up. They never lost a match. They just broke them up. So my concern is bringing in somebody having Bozilla and Megan Bayne together.
We can't count the WCW tag until the lawsuit.
So let's be honest here. You ain't gonna get much out of fucking Chronic against the Brothers of Destruction here. Okay.
I know, I'm just fucking with that.
About them.
Jesus Christ,
man.
Sorry, Brian.
Jesus Christ, that is true. But you know what I'm saying, though. As much as I love Bozilla, and like that image makes me real happy because part of me was like, where the fuck is Camille?
You know what? Thank you. I was gonna say that.
Camille and Megan Bayne, I think, would be way more interesting.
Fucking hell of a tag team.
Yes.
And fucking keep it before managing.
It's just as good as
that would be a match I think would be fun to see, big versus small. And if they lost, people would be okay with it. But truth of the matter is, but again, where the fuck is Camille?
That's what I thought about when I heard that Penelope Ford was hurt. I said Camille will be a perfect tag team party with Megan Bayne. I don't know. Is she hurt or what? What the?
No,
she's not filming fucking American Gladiators. So now who knows?
They're just not booking that woman.
She must have pissed somebody off.
She pissed Tony off. I don't think they got rid of her so goddamn fast from when she was bodyguard for Mercedes.
Yeah,
she pissed somebody the fuck off.
I think she did.
You mean that? You mean when she was Team Diesel?
Yeah, in a nutshell.
Okay, so
this is a lot when WWE's got a better Shawn Michaels Diesel pairing right now, and Roxanne and fucking Raquel.
Okay. Now let me jump in, before we jump to WWE. Just very quick on Full Gear, what we got the stories telling. So we already talked about the women. We know what's going on with Chris Statlander. We know that situation. Okay, so that's out of the. Okay, now the other one is the Kyle Fletcher, Mark Briscoe one we haven't discussed yet. We already heard of if Mark loses, he joins Don Can's family.
It's kind of goofy.
If Fletcher, but by the looks of it, I think we're gonna get a new TNT champion. I don't see Mark Briscoe joining. I don't see it because if he does, it'll be chaos. I think it'll be just very sense of humor chaos, but
it'll make blood and guts. It'll make blood and guts real awkward.
No. This is gonna happen here. It's gonna happen that match. Yeah. Before. So it's before, and then we have that one. You have, of course, Don Callis doing the favor to the Bucks for the $1 million match versus Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express.
If I was Ted DiBiase, I'd sue all those motherfuckers. But go ahead.
you have that. You have that going on. You have FTR already getting the one contendership against Brodito. We kind of know where that destination is going to. We are a shout out to Brodito's grandma for bitch slapping, Catch Hardwood right in the face.
I don't want FTR to win that match.
They're gonna win it. I hate to say it, but they're gonna fucking win those
I think so too, but I don't want them to win.
We're getting back on track to what I think where we all felt like we were heading to begin with.
Yeah, and then
FTR versus Copeland and Christian.
Now,
the tag team titles.
I started to love you, man, but you did it again. Why are you doing it again? Bringing another fucking title to the casino fucking gauntlet.
That's fucking bullshit.
Fucking bullshit, Tony Khan. What the fuck? They fucking Walmart.
It's funny because that was my podcast about today, the AEW national title.
I hate it.
Right. So my thing is, my take on that was, number one, I mean, the whole situation, the fact that Mike Mondo came out, he fucking crashed out, whatever. Okay, I understand you're crashing out because I think you just want to put the end, letting everybody know, oh, NWA is still out there. Okay, even though the belt looks like a 1970 version of the United States title, but the fact that Tony Khan decided, oh, I'm going to bring out the AEW national title. I don't care if you're going to defend it in CMML and Australia, whatever you want to say. Why are you doing this when you just fucking unified the Continental and Atlantic title like 3 months ago?
I think I know why too. I just want to fucking say this.
You know what I'm saying? Like that shit does not make sense.
I know why too, I think.
You got Bandito sometimes defending the Ring of Honor world title in there. Sometimes you got Athena defending the world title. Mercedes just won the TV world title,
interim TV title.
That's right, because it's Red Velvet's belt. You got all these belts being defended, and now you're gonna add another one. Why? What's the point?
You want to hear that? You want to hear my reasoning? First off, I fucking lost my shit on Wednesday when I saw that announcement for the national title, because think about it. We went from the All Atlantic title, which had the same exact fucking purpose as being defended in different companies all around the fucking world, whatever the hell it was, to the point where you got rid of that, turned it into the international title, which again, still had the kind of same exact thing going on with it. But then you merged it with the Continental title and made the unified title. So then you basically said, hey, let's kind of slightly ununify it, but we'll still have Okada carry around those two titles as well as the unified title, which makes no fucking sense to begin with, why those two titles still fucking exist. If Okada's got the unified title, that's fucking confusing in its own right, to basically introduce the national title that has the same exact fucking meaning as the international title does. So basically, Omega and Okada's fucking unification match was fucking pointless at this point, because you basically just took the title out of there for no reason. Now you introduced a national title because, sure, we need another fucking title that could be defended around the world. Okay, fucking idiot Tony Khan. That's what I'll have to say about that. First off,
first of all, it says national. Why are we? If it's national, that means it's supposed to be here, not in Mexico, not in Japan. It's national.
He doesn't know what the fuck apparently national is. Apparently.
Must put international on it.
So I got a different take.
I think I got one, but I think the reason why is because of one reason and one reason only. And I have seen this being discussed around there, and I can fucking believe it why. And it's because of the fucking shockwave thing, I bet you.
Oh, the trademark. And guess what? They actually, NWA is actually fighting.
Yeah, right now, NWA tried to copyright it because apparently at one point they were calling some of their shows Shockwave.
Yes.
So apparently it turned into that whole fucking scenario. So I bet you that's your petty fucking reason why he's introducing a national title.
Here's my take for a national title. I don't care.
Wait, I got you. Wait. I got you, Phil. Here you go. This is how Phil feels.
Here's the thing. The national title is not a real belt. So they just made it up. My argument is simply this. You're making a national belt. Lord only knows what the fuck that means. You have 3 months to make that shit mean something for me. Like, no matter what happens, every belt is meaningless until the first person wins. And you book it. Until you book it, that belt means nothing. You can have 100 belts. You can take all of them away and just have one belt. But if you're booking it terribly, it's a terrible idea. But if you can book that shit right, the national title is fine. Do we complain about the fact there's a national title being done all around the world? Yeah. But the point of the matter is that I see the national title. I want to see what he does with it. It's the same thing I have with the women's tag belts. Like, everyone's very excited about the women's tag team championship. I'm not, because I like the tournament. What happens after somebody wins those championships? How are they booking it? Are those belts going to mean something? The women's tag team division in WWE has tag belts for women, and that is a bullshit division.
And I agree with Phil, because if you guys remember when they first brought out the TNT title in the beginning of AEW, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after I think 2 or 3 years, you remember when the fucking TNT title became the hot potato title?
Yeah.
And I think Warlord had the belt for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
They gave it back, I think, to Powerhouse Hobbs, some shit.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they don't do this shit, because it
exactly.
makes
I want to see what they do with this belt. Like, don't call it the national title. Despite what the belt does look fucking terrible, but one of the most important titles in pro wrestling at the time, when it was first introduced, the NWA national title was a real deal. AEW created their own national title. Obviously, Tony loves the NWA's title, so I want to see what they do with it, because truth of the matter is, it goes back to what you said. The last time they had a belt of this caliber, they couldn't do anything with it, and they had to merge it into something else. If he does that again, the national title was always going to be bullshit. Remember how
who's going to win that title at Full Gear?
Yeah,
one of two people.
And I'll give you another example. Remember the trios belt? Everyone was out here going, if they merge the trios belt, the trios division will be great. How's the trios division going?
Awful.
How's the trios division going? Everybody said if you merge the belts, you got two. You got the ROH trios title and AEW trios title. It don't make sense to have two of them. So everyone merged them, because you said if they did it, it'd be great. Not y'all, but people. And at the same time, the trios division, and I knew it, the trios division didn't go.
They have to fucking separate it again. I remember
yeah. And the trios division hasn't done a goddamn thing. Like, it hasn't been interesting. The same.
I don't even know who has the Ring of Honor, because I don't.
You know what? I came with a theory in my head that I figured maybe Tony Khan went to Billy Corgan and said, "Look, let's work together. You can bring your national champion, Mike Mondo, and but being that NW has worked with AEW in the past, and they didn't bother, because I guess at that time, if I remember, I think Thunder Rosa was their women's champion.
Yeah,
she lost a couple of matches while she was the women's champion. Probably Billy Corgan said, "Nah, I'm not doing that." Because to me, honestly, I feel like Billy Corgan is waiting for WWE to say, "Hey, you want to work with us?" So they could get the little TV deal that they fucked up by having James whatever snorting up cocaine in a fucking in a PLE. Remember that shit? Remember that?
I'm pretty sure that partnership ain't never coming.
Henry, you remember, right, Henry?
Yeah, I remember that shit.
They were this close of getting CW. But that pay-per-view,
there was a week. They were a week before to signing the contract.
Yeah,
they do that shit. I'm like, you got to do the most stupid ass.
And they said, you know what, guys? You know what? Absolutely, will get us
this
TV deal.
Dude, honestly, if I was the president of CW, I'd have fired those motherfuckers too. The CW is a family network. Why are you doing cocaine on a family network?
No, it was a pay-per-view.
It was a pay-per-view.
Yeah,
it's still on the CW though.
No,
man. I mean, your name was still attached to the CW.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna say is, Father James Mitchell, how your nostrils.
So I feel maybe Billy Corgan, like I said, he's probably waiting for WWE to give, and then Tony Khan was like, "Okay, you don't want to work with us, man? Fuck you. I'm gonna go do the national title." You know what I'm saying? Right. And honestly, Mike Mondo, for him to flip out like that, he did. To me, honestly, I didn't see Tony Khan say, "Oh, anything about the lineage is going to be the same lineage of the NWA old school." He just talked about it, how he liked the lineage, whatever, but he didn't say he was going to beat it. And my man Mike Mondo goes crazy and shows up with his belt that looked like an old school 1970 United States title. So
I mean, the good news is that's great promotion. That's a great promotion for the AEW title.
So,
if nothing else,
like it was the freaking trademark. Honestly, I think the trademark was what really fucked them up. And when they couldn't even get that trademark, and NWA wanted to trademark it basically, and they look at that and they go, "Shit, we wanted to make Shockwave a fucking show. We were almost this close to being on Fox."
But they did the Shockwave when my man was snorting cocaine on TV. That's Shockwave.
Hey, that's what got him down to the fucking CW app and the Roku TV. And then
they still the CW app or no?
They're an app.
There is.
They're an app, and they're also on
back on YouTube.
They're on Roku now. They're on Roku.
Roku. The other thing is this. Also, think about it. And Chris kind of just pointed it out there. He said that Tony Khan hasn't even finished the women's tag team title tournament yet. How much does that take away from your women's tag team title tournament that you're introducing another title in the process of while you're trying to crown new champions?
Yes.
Actually,
that's champions. The tag team champions on Full Gear.
Yeah,
I think so too. I think he will.
Well, the problem is Tony still does the thing where he silos the talent. Like he still thinks the people that wants the women's tag team division and the people that wants the women's championships are two different people, are two different demographics. Like I've seen, like that's pretty much why you book it that way. Because when you're in the middle of tag team division, you think a certain group are watching the women's tag division, and a certain groups are care about the NWA National Championship, and that is a very short-sighted idea to think that people don't care about, like people only care about one of those things. And I think he thinks that that's how he should be booking it. Like he treats them like separate brands on a certain level, the women in the men's division.
You know what? I have a feeling those going to end up winning this title, though. I have two people in mind that I think is going to end up winning this title: Bobby Lashley and Ricochet. I bet you.
Ricochet.
I'd be okay with Ricochet winning that belt because honestly, I think Ricochet right now has done enough. He's done enough groundwork with himself and his character. I think he can actually, as a heel, having a heel win your first belt actually does do a really good job of making it really worth the chase for it.
So might as well just have Ricochet win it. And this is what Ricochet will do to the creative to tell Tony Khan, or he'll do it to Tony Khan.
A habitual line stepper.
I fucking love that so much.
Oh my god!
But back to your point, the national title I think has the ability to be something.
Hey Lauren, what's up, Lauren?
Hey Lauren, thank you. But here's the thing, though. I think it has the ability to be something, but again, it goes back to something that we've all talked about. You need to book that shit right, and the talent you give it to needs to make that belt. Not the belt make that wrestler, because I think a lot of times in pro wrestling these days, and this is me being a standing on a soapbox, people don't realize that belts are only important because of the people who carry them. Like the name of the person who carry it. Like, you think I gave a fuck about the World Wrestling Championship because Hulk Hogan had it? The only reason I gave a fuck about that belt was because of Hulk Hogan at the time wasn't. I didn't know how much of an asshole Hulk Hogan was. I go, did I care about the WWE title when Stone Cold had it because it was a title? No, I cared about it because Stone Cold had that belt. Did I care about The Rock? Same with The Rock. Same with Taker. Same with all of them. Whoever wins those belts.
Thing. Like Ric Flair made the NWA title.
Yeah, thank you.
In those days, like if anybody else had that NWA title, you'd be like, "What the hell? Why Flair don't have it?" Flair made it. Flair made it more flamboyant because his promos.
Yes,
with the belt.
Yes.
One of my favorite wrestlers is Ronnie Garvin. When Ronnie Garvin won the belt, that was one of the most lackluster runs. And he was the definition of a transitional champion, which hurts my heart to say that out loud. Because Ronnie
he was real dry.
He was a great worker, but he just was not. He was more of a wrestler that he fits in the mid card, but because of his great matches he had with Ric Flair, which is good for him to have those matches, not him win the belt. Because when he won that belt in '87. Like the first 2 months, it was just exactly, and it's like it wasn't his fault. It's just he wasn't a dynamic wrestler. Like you can't go to Ric Flair and go to Ronnie Garvin, who's a real dry cat, and he just wasn't. No offense to him, but at the same time, no. But like I said, whoever wins that first belt,
that's like going to Dusty Rhodes to Santino Marella.
Yeah, it needs, and like I said, it needs to be somebody who knows how to do it. And I think Ricochet
and Ricochet will pair perfectly because of his character, his demeanor, the whole charisma. It'd be perfect heel to hold that belt. He should win it to me.
Yeah, I think
in the tournament.
I think so too.
I'm gonna have to go with you guys. Ricochet should win that one for sure. I feel like he should win it.
It's a battle royal they're doing, right? For that
battle royal. Battle royal.
Is it a battle royal or gauntlet?
It's a battle royal.
Oh, it's a gauntlet. I thought it was a gauntlet.
No, you're right. It's a gauntlet.
It's a gauntlet match.
My apologies.
But to your point, I do understand how pretty much you could have like belt fatigue at AEW. Like I do understand why that, because there's a bunch of guys who have all these belts.
Henry Lauren.
Hey, Lauren.
I'm the new guy.
No, but now just so
he the young cat who came in. he like a new member from Backstreet Boys.
The Godfather's whole movement.
Oh my God! Won the fucking hardcore title.
Oh, that's right. The Godfather's whole one of the hardcore titles.
No, we did. Like I said, I bet you that we had fun with that belt, though, didn't we?
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is that I do understand belt fatigue. And I do understand why people are exhausted about the NWA national title, though. But I do think we should give it a shot and let us see how it plays out.
It's just difficult. It's just difficult to care because, just like you said, it is definitely belt fatigue because there's so many fucking titles right now that literally have no meaning whatsoever. You're introducing women's tag team titles in the process, and then you're going to immediately introduce a title to take all the luster away from that to try to put it on this. And then it's like, okay, but now how is anyone supposed to care when you got 86 belts at this freaking point? So like,
Hey, Laura.
Hey, Laura. Hey, but like I said, it's just like we just gotta wait and see.
I just hope the belt is a nice belt, not like the Ring of Honor belts. All of them look alike.
That is true. I don't know why all the ROH titles.
All the ROH titles all look alike. I can't tell which one is which one. You know.
Now, I want to move to WWE because I heard you guys, but you haven't heard of my thoughts of what I saw, of what I'm seeing of the booking of for Survivor Series. This is what I'm seeing, and this is. I was in a title show, lackluster, blockbuster. This is all lackluster.
You should have, honestly.
I should have, but this is where it's lackluster because we're seeing two things that happen. Just what happened on Raw. We saw what happened. Stephanie will be defending that belt against Nikki Bella. She's turning heel. That's a bottom line. We're gonna see it happening. I know. I'm with you too. You're not wrong
on that shit.
Thumbs down with you down that one. It's ridiculous. It's a bad move. I just don't like that. I hope it happens before Survivor Series. I hope it does. And have her go and have it be part of the women's workings. Fine. I'm okay with that. I would definitely be part of that instead of being part of her defending the title against Nikki Bella. No, I'm sorry.
Well, why? But here's the thing that kills me. Why are we going nostalgia? Even let's say if she does turn heel, why is Nikki Bella getting a damn title shot?
Because they got nobody else that want to fucking book to Stephanie too. Because
do I be that guy and say, are we glad we rushed that title onto Stephanie Vaquer right now?
But hold on. I know. Do I say it? He's in Spartacus.
No, I'm gonna say it, damn it. Listen to me, damn it.
He does have a point there.
Rush that title onto Stephanie.
I know.
Now
I get it. I know.
If we're gonna rush to Nikki Bella being her first fucking feud, hell no.
No, I think it should be Roxanne. Roxanne what makes more sense to me for that feud, which I see it. I'm with you. I get it. But see, right now with Rhea injured, Io Sky, I don't know what they're gonna do with her because they can't do anything with her without Rhea being with a broken nose. They can't bring back that story, the Kabuki Warriors.
Rhea got a broken nose?
In Japan, she broke her nose in Japan.
Fucked that up too. I'll still say they fucked that up too.
Exactly. They fucked it up.
Should have had Kabuki Warriors win the first match, but no, we had to go with Rhea and freaking Io winning because Australia.
And it's true, Roxanne should be the one going after Stephanie.
Yes.
But I don't know. What is it? To me, the way I'm watching WWE, I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo, does anybody care anymore about the storylines anymore?
There's no storylines. That's it.
I'm like, no storylines. The shit that killed me when I saw, because someone told me, Henry, go watch Raw in the beginning. I saw CM Punk with his grandmother's sweater on and whatnot with his big ass punk on. Fucking horrible. And then out of nowhere, I get Logan Paul. I'm like, what the hell is this man doing in my TV? He hasn't been anybody in months. Is he's getting the title shot? Then they play with us that it's gonna be CM Punk teaming up with the Vision, and then at the end of the night, my man turns on. I don't know turning, but he hits him with the brass. I'm like, please tell me that this is not the man that CM Punk's gonna give the first title shot. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
And that'll
let me hit this for you, Puppy Henry.
What kind of shit is that?
Exactly.
And that'll have to wait till December because honestly, Punk's going to be in fucking War Games.
Well, because Braun Breaker should be getting this title shot.
Braun Breaker should already be the fucking world champion.
For what I'm hearing, the reason they didn't even fucking put him in the battle royal was because they were scared that people were going to cheer Braun Breaker. What kind of shit is that? I mean, like,
who cares if they're going to cheer?
Yeah, people nowadays
they love the guy.
Yeah, people cheer the fucking rule breakers nowadays. This is nothing fucking new. You know what I'm saying? That's how Stone Cold Steve Austin got over because he was just a fucking lawless motherfucker. He didn't care, right?
Jordan, I'm gonna get into that in the next subject.
And it's crazy because I'm like, you mean to tell me that? And again, I said this years ago. I'm like, WWE does not fucking put baby face. They don't build baby faces, and they don't build heels. And right now, Raw is lacking of heels. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I'm like, why are we seeing Logan Paul again? This is ridiculous.
I know
it's a safe go-to every single time. That's bullshit.
And that's the problem. That was their safe scenario. Oh, let's try with this guy to see what's going on with the Vision. Does it make sense? No. It doesn't make any sense at all. Look, the Vision scenario. I just see Heyman Heyman is the guy running it pretty much. Yes, he can say Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, like they could be, but it's Heyman. And I get what they're trying to use Heyman for. It's more like, the visionary, the future stars. We're cool. Great promo guy, great guy to hype up the anticipation of his talent. But I mean, but adding Logan Paul, does it make any sense? No.
I thought they were going to bring Austin Theory.
I don't think Logan's a part of it. I think he's just aligning himself with them for War Games.
That's for now. That's probably could be it, but
I don't think he's going to be there because are you really going to add Are you like legitimately? Do we actually believe Logan Paul is going to be there every week if the fucking Vision is going to be if he's going to be part of the Vision? Absolutely not. He will not. So we do not add Logan Paul into the Vision whatsoever. It's just he's aligned with them for War Games, and that is.
I'm just scared what's going to happen after War Games because not the War Games, after Survivor Series, because then you got now the ending of November, December, and January, and then top it off, Royal Rumble is now until February probably, so we got 90 days for us to watch what WWE is going to do and what they're going to build for the WrestleMania season. And right now, if you look at, like you said, no storylines. There's no storyline. They're still running the same bullshit. That whole Drew McIntyre shit I saw last night. I was like, are we still playing this shit with Drew McIntyre being a victim of circumstances? Come on.
It's a mix. It's a mix of both. It's a mix of both. Freaking, there's no stories, and then whatever stories you do tell, nobody gives a shit because you basically fucked them all up at this point. Like Drew, at this point, as much as it's still there that Drew McIntyre can still challenge is going to be back in the WWE Championship scene. At this point, if you don't put it on him, is anybody going to give a shit anymore? No, nobody's going to give a fuck because he's literally had so many opportunities at a WWE Championship, World Championship every single time, and it's always comes up short because it's got to be the continuation of I got screwed. The referee can't see what the fuck he's doing. This guy came out and screwed me over. Like, it's the same shit over and over. Like, at this point, you have to put the WWE title on Drew McIntyre. But at that point, have you done so much damage of freaking having him lose all the time that anyone's going to care at this point?
No one's going to care. I mean, and right now, I saw Laura's comment. She said she thinks it's going to be Roman versus Cody and Punk versus
I hope not. I hope to God.
I mean, are we going to see Brock versus Punk? Who want to watch that? I don't want to watch that.
Brock and Punk for the world title? Absolutely not.
No, hell no. Because what's going to happen.
Yeah, Jordan, you're not wrong. I can tell you that because, like I said, I'll save that stuff for the next one because this one, let me just stick to this one right now. But that's one thing. They right to Logan. Now, you guys talked about Dom and John being for for the Intercontinental at Survivor? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Series.
It's not gonna happen because what does it say in there? Survivor Series San Diego, right?
Yeah.
Where is the Mysterio family from?
Yeah, he's not losing.
Yeah.
He's not losing.
No. So they're in San Diego, their hometown.
Mm-hmm.
Dominic's trained there. Wiz Penta, Dragon Lee, and Ray Phoenix. He trained there with his dad too. They live in San Diego. The reason why
Speaking of Ray Phoenix, you should have never listened to Conan. Because my man is losing matches after matches.
Oh my God!
OPC had a nice little rant on that shit on last night.
Last night, yeah.
Bro, I'm like, dude, why are you listen to Conan, bro? You could have been fine. You was in AEW. You have better matches, and you won titles over there. Whether they were mid-card titles, you was winning matches. Every time I see you on TV, you getting choked at slam, or you looking at the lights. What is going on? Meanwhile, his brother Penta, he's doing well, whatever. But why they don't put them together? That's my thing. Why do you put
honestly,
the Lucha brothers together? Why? Because it will make the whole tag team.
I need a drink.
I don't know why. I don't even know why. Honestly, I don't get what the fucking thing is. Why you cannot put the Lucha brothers together? It does not
because it will make the whole
sense.
division look bad. Right now, the only best tag team they got right now, and they're not even really a tag team, is AJ and Dragon Lee right now because they're the champs. Because the other champs, I don't even know who's the champs in SmackDown.
White.
The who?
The Whites.
The Wyatt Six.
The Wyatts. But again, the Wyatt Six. I mean, people love them. They like them. But I don't. I like the original Wyatt family. I always liked them. But again, that WWE, and I said this before, WWE never. They don't put no effort on the tag team division. I mean, that's what WWE was known back in the 80s. They had the best tag team in the world back then.
World, Craig.
Yeah, the world, Craig. The word, Craig. So
we got it.
It just kills me. Like, you got. I mean, you got to pull this tag team together. How people are gonna? I'm sure people seen them, but the Lucha Bros got to get together. There's no point of keeping Penta away from his brother.
Yeah. Honestly, this is the scenario I have a feeling is going to end up happening. Like everyone's talking about, Survivor Series being Cena versus Dom for the Intercontinental title. That should not happen at Survivor Series. They should do that on one of the upcoming dates before Survivor Series. Probably do it at MSG. I think that's the best bet you could do. And Cena beats Dom for the IC title at that point.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
I think they should. I think they will. Honestly, I think they'll put the IC title on John Cena. Cena's gonna hold that thing all the way to his last match, and whoever fucking faces him in his last match, he's going to lose and drop the IC title too, and put somebody else over in the process. I think we're getting Dom and Ray at fucking Survivor Series.
That's what we're gonna get. Is them two at Survivor Series.
Yeah, and I think Cena. I think Cena at Survivor Series, since he's scheduled and announced for that show. He's going to be there. He's going to be in War Games. He's going to be the surprise. At this point, I bet you one of the baby faces gets taken out at some point leading up to the show. They need to fill in, and they're going to keep it as a surprise. And it's when Cena's going to come out and fill in that spot. Because if you're doing Brock Lesnar in War Games, like this is the freaking talk so far. Because right now, like I said, good old Uncle Dave, fuck Meltzer. Good old Uncle Dave got it all right so far with the women's one, which means the men's one is probably going to be correct too, which means Brock Lesnar is going to be in War Games. If Brock Lesnar is going to be in War Games, you put John Cena in that fucking thing to get his payback on Brock Lesnar. It is that fucking easy.
Here's a lot of sense. Here's the problem with that theory. Brock Lesnar is lazy.
We know that already.
Yeah, he's lazy. Like he's not going to do a War Games match. Like
he could be the last guy to come out of the capsule.
He could be He could be the last guy to come out. But the truth of the matter is the man, honestly, he's reached a point right now where he's selective booking. Like they will not give him a struggle booking ever. Like they won't. And I mean, it's not that I don't think it's a good booking on your part, Justin. The problem I'm seeing is that no one's going to do it because he doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, he got creative control. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so he's not going to do it. I mean, he
decides who he loses to.
If they pay him like Saudi Arabia money, he'll probably do it. But
don't get me started with that because
they probably will. Can't tell me they won't.
They will. TKO will fucking tell them, hey, let's go to the Rumble with us. Go to Mania.
They'll have every creative writer backstage freaking forfeit.
But can we go back, Henry? Can we go back to your comment about the Lucha Bros?
Yeah.
Do you know why they don't put those two together?
Well, for me, my thought is they'll probably outshine the whole damn tag team division.
No, that is true, but that is not the whole reason. Remember, we had a conversation about this, and I think you were part of it. We had a conversation before. WWE does not like you to have, does not like fostering the success you made outside of the company.
Yes, we did.
The Lucha Bros is made Lucha Bros, in my opinion, and right now on top of the tag team division, may very well be one of the top 3 tag team teams in the world. The world, Craig, in the entire world. They would not.
I was waiting for the clip. Sorry, but I couldn't interrupt.
The world, Craig. Shit, not just the city, the world.
But basically, they were not built in house. If the Lucha Bros are put together, they don't need WWE, and there is no person. And go back to what you said. There is no tag team right now who can match up.
Tequila, man. I need a shot.
It used to be the Motor City Machine Guns, but they've been booked terribly.
Oh yeah. They gave them a 5-minute run with those tag team belts. And
I would have argued DIY could hang with them, but I don't know what the fuck they're doing with DIY.
DIY had they run. They fucked that tag team up years ago.
Yeah, exactly. But the point of the matter is that on one hand, you're right. If Lucha Bros get put together, they're the greatest tag team WWE's had in decades.
Mm-hmm.
And WWE doesn't know how to book that. Does know how to book greatness.
Nope.
And they got and there is no tag team division.
Is Bruce Pritchard still booking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No wonder.
We
He got that Vince McMahon.
already know that.
He got Vince McMahon. Yeah, he got Vince McMahon disease.
This is my response always to fucking Bruce Pritchard.
Go fuck yourself.
Of course, he calls Vince, hey, Mr. McMahon, this is what's going on over here. What should we do?
But the truth of the matter is, and sorry for bouncing coming back, but the truth of the matter is that the Lucha Bros can't exist in WWE without everyone else looking terrible, because everyone's going to say the same thing. Mm-hmm. You got the Lucha Bros. Why are they not fighting anybody? Because remember how excited we were when the Motor City Machine Guns came in? Look what they did to them.
Yeah, 5-minute run. That's what they did.
Saturday main event. Why they're on main event?
And you can have an excellent fucking tag division. Literally, you have the Profits, you have DIY, you have the Guns, you have fucking
the War Machines.
Yeah, you got freaking God, for God's sake. You have God on your fucking roster. And they're fucking around with this stupid MFT bullshit. Like, come on.
That's another group that I made a comment about that today. Solo Sikoa got the whole New Japan roster with him.
Yeah,
he does basically.
Yeah, the whole fucking Gorilla of Destinies. That's what he got.
At this point, you might as well fucking call up ELP and bring him over there and be like, "Hey, you want to join the MFTs?"
The mine is Jeff Cobb, because Jeff Cobb was never a Bullet Club, but that's what it looked like. They're the old Bullet Club / Gorillas of Destiny.
Mm-hmm. So, the part is they will never do well, and this is a thing I've always believed: your promotion will never do well if you don't have a tag team division. You'll never be regarded as a great tag team, a great promotion, if you don't have a good tag team division. The reason being is that tag teams make stuff more exciting. In single players may be to face your company, but tag teams are what you use to build your card.
You know what I've been saying the whole time to fix that whole scenario? Put the fucking roster back together.
AEW used to have a great tag team, but you saw what happened to them.
You have one big division, one big tag team division, instead of two separate ones of wondering, we've got 3 teams and we got to fucking constantly bounce back and forth between how the fuck we're going to book here. One fucking division, one set of tag team titles. Like I will still say it to this day. Splitting up those tag team titles at WrestleMania was the dumbest fucking decision they did.
Yep. Because you know, it's like they do it for the woman, right? But even in the women, they don't really defend them like that all the time. They be like almost.
They don't defend. They barely defend them joints.
Yeah, they barely defend them. I just saw I think last night I saw Charlotte and Alexa Bliss get sprayed in the eyes while she's in the. I'm like, and then the way they make it, I'm like, it doesn't make no sense. Like, I don't know. I mean, the tag team division right now in WWE. I mean, they got a good tag team as the world champion in Raw, but that's it's not a real team. They just put two people together. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Well, let's try this out, see if it works. You know, and the bad thing about it about tag team is you'll see a match like you saw the AJ and Dragon Lee match when they beat Madonna and
Madonna.
Yeah, Madonna. And how you call it? And then the following week they do it again. It's like, come on, like use another fucking tag team. Like, and then they were teasing about the Street Profit breaking up. What happened with that?
They fucking realigned themselves after that because BFAB apparently freaking talked it out with them, and they now are not beefing with each other.
And now BFAB is leaving the Street Profits.
You know who? You know what female wrestler that I say that has been in WWE and never gets fired, and
Who?
I barely see her fucking wrestle, and she hasn't improved shit in the fucking ring. Nikita Lyons,
Bro, don't even get me started with that shit.
that chick is all about showing ass and taking pictures. That's all she does.
Look, man,
She's on Evolve right now.
Look, man, don't get me started. I'm a big fan of ass, but goddamn, woman, you need the goddamn work.
That's the true definition of Hank and Tank going Hong Kong right there.
Hank and Tank.
The issue I have with her is that she is literally like she would do well in the Divas era or like in the 80s where
unfortunately,
honestly, she only got one move set, and
that's throwing ass.
Yeah, and it's not. I remember when she was hitting on Oba, and they were supposed to be a story between those two, and I was like, "Bro, you need to take a shower."
Damn. Her ass is so big that she broke her ankle. So
that's why she tore her ACL because her ass.
Her ass is fucking so big, bro. And I like every time I see her, like, yo, she escapes the cuts. Every time they do cuts in NXT, she never gets fired. I
don't understand that.
That's because they put her in a safe spot now down in Evolve because it's like they freaking forget Evolve even exists except for when they show up those people in the.
No, that's not true because motherfuckers from Evolve be getting cut too.
Yeah, I'm saying but they basically forget that she's there. That's the thing.
Yeah, didn't she come on TNA at one point?
Yeah,
she was on TNA. They had her wrestle on TNA. I think they had her wrestle fucking.
But that's a sign right there. That's a sign right there. When they got you all over the place, they don't know what to do with you. They're gonna send you. You see what happened to Rich Holland? You know, they had him all over the place. And that poor guy, supposedly, he said that they put him in a TNA show and they never paid him. I'm like, but think about it. WWE probably owns TNA. We just don't know. You know what I'm saying? You probably did get paid. But what did he get fired for? They said that he put stuff on Twitter.
Yeah, he was talking out of course about the company. He was doing what he can to try to get himself over as a heel.
Mm-hmm.
And WWE did that.
Phil were talking about backstage before we went live.
Yeah,
WWE didn't how bullshit it is.
Yeah, WWE didn't appreciate that because he was trying to put himself over, and because as a heel, and writers, I guess they got like they became. I guess they did the same thing they did to Karrion Kross. They got mad because he was trying to take his future in control.
That makes no sense because I see Drew McIntyre get on Twitter and do the same shit, trying to get over.
That's a whole different scenario.
Allow me to explain the difference. Drew McIntyre, Ridge Holland.
Okay.
It's basically the extent of me and Phil were talking about it off stage, and it is fucking bullshit. It's the fact that WWE tells you go out there and get yourself over, but then when you go out there and get yourself over, you're the bad guy. It doesn't make no fucking sense.
Yeah, Western WWE would never bring Bullet Club because Bullet Club is a trademark for New Japan.
Yep.
That's never going to happen. They did mention AJ the real leader of the Bullet Club, which it was cool. I mean, coming from WWE. But Bullet Club would never. They'll bring back Balor Club before they bring Bullet Club.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's never going to happen.
It's very true.
You know?
Very true. Now, who could we say is going to be in the women's war games? Name your 5 and 5 from
Kabuki Warriors, Nia, Lash Legend, and the fuck could the 5th person be at this point? Because
Chelsea Green.
Nah, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
What about Julia?
I don't know.
Nah,
that's a tough one
I don't think she fit in that group.
Right now, it's like I'm trying to think of the babyface team at this point because literally, Who
Now, the
fuck you
baby face
got?
most likely will have Charlotte, Alexa. Let me see who else.
Probably EO.
Maybe
Probably-
Julia because of what happened to her.
Rhea
probably EO.
Rhea be in there.
Yeah, EO, Rhea.
If she's ready by then, we don't know yet from her broken nose yet.
Yeah.
No, please. She wrestled in freaking War Games with a broken nose when she had the mask on, so she'll basically do it again.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that.
I mean, the ones he picked are pretty much about the females. Like I said, it's gonna be Charlotte. It's maybe like Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss. The fifth member could be maybe, I don't know if she but she's defending the belt. Probably we're getting against Nikki Bella. God, you see what I'm saying? We don't get
the only thing I think of is they do the fucking safe route, some kind of stupid safe route, and they put like Tiffany on a baby face and put Jade on the opposite side.
I thought about that.
Yeah,
My rough guess is it'd probably be
Becky.
I was thinking Becky, but I was also thinking it's about that time Liv will be coming back.
So I bet you Becky on the one side, and they'll probably put AJ Lee on the other side.
Yeah, they probably, like you said, Liv Morgan maybe come back as a surprise.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I don't think she comes back till the Rumble, honestly.
Unless Roxanne Perez could be part of the heel team.
Yeah,
I feel so.
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed on that shit because like
I love Roxanne Perez. They doing my girl wrong.
The whole Roxanne Liv story is just dead. There's nothing. Like you can't even bring it back at this point to her to eat.
Is there still a Judgment Day or not?
Yeah, there's still a Judgment Day.
There's still Judgment Day. Told you that's what's the thing that's gonna keep Roxanne from doing anything until she gets the fuck out of Judgment Day. Until Judgment Day disintegrates and goes away completely. Roxanne's not gonna do a fucking thing. Raquel's not gonna do a fucking thing.
Raquel's career be over if a Judgment Day is not around because they're not going to use her. You see how they used her before.
You just keep her with freaking Roxanne. Her and Roxanne as a tag team for a little while. Like, even if she's just the bodyguard for freaking Roxanne going forward. Like, if Roxanne wins the world championship and she just hovers around in the background to be her freaking heat, I think that's perfect for Raquel.
But you know what happens? But you know what happened with that? They'll probably go and pull the card of the Diesel and Shawn Michaels shit.
Yeah.
And fuck it at that point, if you have to, in the future, if you do freaking AJ Lee beating Becky Lynch for the freaking Intercontinental Championship.
That should have happened a long time ago.
Yeah, what if AJ Lee drops the Intercontinental title to Raquel? That's a good way to put Raquel over.
Yeah, it is.
Who's that girl that Becky Lynch lost to? I forgot her name.
Maxine
Gray.
Now you see her beating Becky for the belt?
No,
but
honestly, I think they're gonna do some stupid shit because I think they've been kind of teasing it a little bit. I think we're gonna get a stupid one-off between Becky and fucking Jessica Carr.
That sounds good, Brennan.
Fried chicken and pizza. Now I'm hungry.
I'll tell you that. I think we're gonna get some weird one-off. I think we're gonna get some weird one-off, especially with after what Becky said on freaking Monday with her promo, which I thought actually was really damn good. I think she's gonna end up dropping some freaking shit where we're gonna get some like one-off where she's gonna force Jessica Carr to wrestle, and we're gonna get her and freaking Jessica Carr one-on-one.
That'll be interesting. That will be interesting, actually.
I want to see her with AJ Lee again because AJ beat her, pinned her at what's it, SummerSlam?
SummerSlam.
WrestlePalooza.
Oh yeah, WrestlePalooza.
Yeah, okay. It's funny that you mentioned WrestlePalooza because Mark Shapiro, that's the guy from TKO, had the nerve and the audacity to say that he would like all Vince McMahon's PLE that are now eliminated and that it should go forward and create new ones because, and I quote,
that idea.
Triple H created WrestlePalooza. I nearly lost my fucking head when I saw this.
So they're gonna race WrestleMania as a whole and turn it into Starrcade.
I don't know, but the fact that he said that Triple H created WrestlePalooza, I say you asshole. First of all, you don't do your research because WrestlePalooza 1997 ECW. Paul Heyman created that, not Triple H, and he said, "Oh, WrestlePalooza was a great show." No, it wasn't. That's why I got to see. So come on.
Now we're gonna get into that subject because transitioning. I love it. Now, because speaking of TKO, this is where I it pissed me the fuck off. So on the All In podcast, Papa H was there. They asked him, "All right," and he's saying, "We don't write stories. We are based on not based on great matches. It's about stories that resonates. That was his. And we got Nick Khan defending the pricing of the ticket prices. Why he defended? Because, and of course, the man who's also part of the fucking board of directors, Nick Khan, besides being him CEO of WWE, giving his reasons why, because, let's start with the ticket prices. Then we'll move on to the top page. Nick Khan, this is what they ask him. And his was, it's both. He said, the capacity continues to be very high. We have increased prices appropriated with the marketplace. For that, for the PLEs, for Raw, SmackDown, Saturday Main Event, and every other ticketed program that WWE has, it will remain bullish on it. And that's where he is stating because of that. And he's also saying that not only do you see us in the European tour leading into the Rumble, the tickets are already on fire for that event and creates more security in the United States, which is a good thing in terms for our overall gauge. That's what he is stating. And
guess what? And guess what? See, WWE had a show for South Carolina, and South Carolina forced them to bring the ticket prices down. So if they did that in that state, imagine all the other states is going to be doing the same thing. These people are talking about, like I said, I heard one where Cena's last match in Washington, D.C., they were charging $425 on the nosebleed sections.
Yep.
Who the hell's going to pay for that when you bring in your kids? That's almost close to $2,000. That's not even including what you eat, drink in the place. That's insane.
Everyone's been saying it, and it's always going to be the same exact scenario. As they will have people that will spend these fucking prices because they have the fucking money to throw around and do this shit. But the only thing that these two will never fucking understand, and TKO will never understand, is not everybody's made of fucking money, you idiots.
The problem is what the real problem is that this is short money planning right here. They're not thinking in the long run. This is not a sustainable model because they apparently are not paying attention to what happened to UFC. Because remember when UFC used to have the same kind of ticket pricing structure?
Yep.
Everyone loved it, and then all of a sudden it was like no one cared about the matches or fights anymore because all of their stars retired or lost fights. Guys like GSP, Randy Couture, Chuck Liddell, all of them were doing great, and that's when it was fun to charge a god-awful amount of money for ticket prices. But once those guys went away and the new crop started coming in, they were not as energetic and not as entertaining, and people stopped going, I don't want to spend that kind of money. Like the fad of UFC died.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, it's true.
And WWE is going to go that exact same route because and I've talked about this with friends of mine, WWE is a middle-class market. And that is not an insult. It is a market governed for families and for middle-class individuals, where the reason WWE sustained for so long was that it was profitable for middle-class families to come down. And we've all heard the hard time speech from Dusty Rhodes. Like, when a guy needs a place to get away, that's what wrestling was for.
My belly's just a little big. My harness is a little big,
Yeah, but the thing is, though, think about it. But think about it. You could be having a rough day. I'm going to go watch a wrestling match, and you spend like what? I'll say a couple $100 to get some tickets, which I'm okay with. But at the same time, you can justify that on a certain level. Trying to justify $4,000 for floor seats or $1,000 for nosebleed seats for you and your family? Fuck no. That is why
whole ass is TKO.
Yeah, right. But that is why now fans are hostile towards WWE. It's like, if you are going to fuck us out of money, you better goddamn improve your product.
You see that one? Ramp seats for Raw at Madison Square Garden, November. It might be the Garden. 1,150. Man, that's close to my paycheck, my 2-week paycheck. So
that's what it is. It's my whole
hell no.
And that's why Triple H's whole comment here is just fucking bullshit too. Like this motherfucker says this is just we don't write WWE shows based on great matches. It's about stories that resonate. My fucking response to that is, What stories are resonating?
Exactly.
All right. I'll jump on that right now. Then before I do, let me just finish with the Nick Khan one. So I was intrigued with what Bischoff said because I'm really. So he responds to that. His response is, I mean, does it make sense? You have a product, it's a widget, and you sell that widget. People go, well, I really like that widget. So you raise the price a little more and you keep increasing that price until you find your threshold. That's what he said. Then you find your threshold, then you begin to adjust your prices accordingly. I'm not shocked, but it's interesting to me that people are surprised that any company will continue to increase the price of the product until they find a threshold. It's like saying he compares it to going to concert tickets. So we have concert tickets that are priced done over the last over the 12 months, percentage basis compared that WWE has done in the past months on a percentage basis. It will be interesting to see what other forms of value entertainment that people actually go to. So that's he's shocked about the pricing, but pretty much, I mean, it's a whole different world today, is what he's pretty much saying.
I mean, it sounds like he doesn't give it, like he doesn't even freaking acknowledge the fucking prices because he knows it's going to happen. And at that point, it's like, I wouldn't even listen to fucking Bischoff because Bischoff's the kind of guy that to me comes off very corporate cocksucker. And honestly,
that is a fact.
So
that's a fact.
So I don't listen. So I wouldn't really listen to a goddamn thing he says.
You know what I equate this to? Honestly, it's a tech bubble.
Yeah,
like it's a tech bubble. Like, yeah, it's really great now, but at a certain point, it will bottom out because some people can't afford it, like you said, and
they're going to price people out. That's it.
And it will crash out. It'll crash out ugly.
Yeah,
it's crazy because I read something that Vince McMahon was about family. Like he made sure that was the group of people that he wanted to come in. He didn't care about the famous people. He wanted the family to bring their kids, whatever. That's what he was all about. Now this group here, all it cares about cash. You know what I'm saying? They honestly think that the UFC, there's not WWE. They want to be like the UFC. And right now, this ticket prices are ridiculous. I mean, and then they wonder why people are not even watching this anymore.
Yeah, that's why. That's the one thing we can always give freaking Vince. As much as he's a piece of shit person, in the long run, he gave a shit about everybody who was coming to see the fucking show. It's the same scenario as like the whole thing with all the sponsorships all over the freaking ring and everything else. Vince liked a clean ring and everything else because honestly, it does get obnoxious when you sit there and you look at all these fucking sponsorships after a while and you're like, God damn, just hog up everything at this point.
Honestly, it's distracting. It really, like, you can't really enjoy the match. Not that like it's not guys doing great in the ring. It's you sit there and going, oh look, there's like the Gatorade, whatever. Oh look, Logan Paul's got a drink right there.
Look at that! Get out of the way. Fuck that! I don't need that.
Right? Oh, look at that textbook suplex right there. Oh, there's
look at that wrestler. He's about to go through a table that says Slim Jim.
Yeah, that is obnoxious. I am so fucking tired of seeing that shit already. I hate it.
So I mean, but I mean,
snap
here's
into a Slim Jim, snap into a table. Apparently,
I mean, the problem is that that's the world. That's the world we live in right now. And
that's the problem that Mike Shapiro and Emmanuel has. That initiative, that what they think this is a new world. This is a new that they want to obsolete everything of the history of the product that is done for the family and what is done through everybody else and start this era that they want to do. And yes, they want to make it like it's UFC. They're rushing to invest in all these money because first of all, we know they lost so much money when they started this company. They lost so much money, and not only with the lawsuits they against some former UFC fighters and other lawsuits that they fucking went to shit. So what better way to really make their money back? Which they did make their money back with the deals they got with Netflix, with ESPN. And
you mean when they hoard? You mean when them hoard themselves out with other streaming services?
Yes.
They're gonna lose to me. Honestly, Netflix got I think a buyout somewhere around there or opt out after 3 years, and that I don't think they're even gonna be around. They're gonna find a way to get out of that thing. ESPN is another one. If the product continues going the way it's going, it's gonna be the same thing. USA Network is another one. If SmackDown continues to go down, I mean. If they go down to the 800, 700, the U.S. Network is going to find a way to get out of that because they're losing money. They're losing money.
Which they actually are. They're actually their last year of the contract. So it's going to be over with USA Network.
And Turkey from, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Turkey is going to end up buying WWE.
Yep.
And they're all this thing, and they're going to have wrestling matches in Saudi Arabia. You probably get Vegas, WrestleMania. Because already Shapiro's already talking about that, eliminating PLEs that McMahon created. They were talking about, oh, let's create new ones.
Yeah.
It's bad enough that they can't come up with storylines. They're gonna come up with new PLE names. They can't even do storylines. You know?
Prepare for the return of Great Balls of Fire.
Oh my God! Hope they don't bring that shit. But now let's get into the comment.
Great Balls of Fire.
It was fucking horrible. Now we get into the comment of Papa H. So he explains why he doesn't book WWE based on great matches his roster can put on. This is what his comment was, okay? And I'm gonna fucking read it here, okay? This is what he said. MMA is competitive. It's competition. That is what it's based on. He began with that. Though the best win. I don't want to get too deep into their world. You have Connor, you know, coming along and blah blah blah. Yeah, all of that for the MMA. Now, when it comes to WWE, like when it comes to that, this is where his is on this. So, people within our business sometimes takes this wrong. We don't write the shows based on that will be a great match. We write based on the stories that we create. Protagonist, the antagonist. How does that work with each other? Telling stories that can resonate with people, some kind of fantastical version of that. There's a writer in a room. We have a large staff. There's a show on Netflix called Unreal, and it's there for the first time ever. Look behind the scenes what we do. We let cameras into the writer's room. We let them backstage. You see the product shows. There's months of planning goes into that stuff. We're looking into Mania, Vegas in April for those matches are going to be, and we're going to see where it gets there. What is storyline arc that gets us there over time? I would say much like an Anakin of the Marvel Universe. When you're planning out long term where the movies fits and how they go with all characters, then we are direct MMA. At the end of the day, UFC booking matches, and the interest is that guy is really good. He's really good. I'm not sure when he's going to win or blah, blah, but, you know, but when you get right, the personalities involved, then it explodes.
There's only one problem with that entire statement.
Yeah.
That presupposes you have good writers.
Yeah. You know what that answer comes off to me as? A corporate answer.
Mm-hmm.
That's a corporate answer to try to freaking make it feel like, oh, don't worry, guys. The show's not terrible right now. Let's just be fucking honest right now. The product as a whole in WWE is fucking terrible as a whole right now, because right now there is no fucking stories. There's no stories whatsoever. And if there is any freaking story going on, nobody gives a shit, because it's at the point where you've either put somebody in a scenario where they're so freaking down right now that you can't even freaking care to see them win anything at this point. You know, LA Knight, I mean, he may still be over at that point, but how many times has he been put in scenarios to lose constantly? So by the time anybody sees him win anything, they're going to be like, oh, wow, LA Knight got a fucking win. That's a shocker.
So
like,
here's my take
stories
on that.
as a whole right now are just terrible in WWE, because either they're getting drug out too long as well. And at that point, you've either just kind of stopped them, a lot of them too. So what the hell is he talking? This right here just comes off as a corporate cover up.
This is my take. I don't think they know how to tell a story. I don't think they know how to tell a story. I think the stories are bad. Yes, I think they're bad because there are folks who take a story and make it something, and then they get the rug pulled out from under them, and the story dies. And when there is a good story starting to happen, and I'll give you an example: the Kyrie, Io, and Asuka storyline was a good storyline that was slowly developing. They ended that shit in 2 minutes. It had one match, and it's officially done. My point of the matter is that, and it goes back to partially what you said, Redeemer. He talks about storytelling. That's cute, but the problem is that your writing staff can't tell a story. You don't know how to trust the story to develop. You don't know how to trust your talent to tell the story. You don't know how to trust your talent to carry your story. You don't trust your talent to help you build that story.
And I almost wonder if the writing staff even has anything to do with it at this fucking point.
It's AI.
I mean, it honestly could fucking be. And honestly, here's the thing. The AI thing could be a nice little addition to it, but you don't make that the whole freaking thing. Take bits and pieces. Like if you put something into AI and go write me a story for these two right here, and it prints out a whole fucking story and everything else, look at it and just take bits and pieces of it and use it for something while you also come up with your own ideas. Don't just go, AI, book me a fucking story, and then just go, all right, we'll just take this whole story and just go from there. Like that shit could be awful.
I don't think it's AI, but I think it goes back to partially unimaginative writing. It's like they're built there. It's a company built on non-wrestling, and they're like you said. He said they're not great matches, but like at a certain point, it has to be about a great match. Like your stories work because the punchline is a great match.
And what makes a great match even better? A good story with it.
Like the fact that he like puts more weight on the story than the actual matches is concerning. Because here's the thing: as much as I love Cody and Drew, I don't care because the story is not there anymore.
Yeah,
it's because nobody cares to see Drew constantly. He's been doing it for over a year now.
Yeah. But the problem is less that. But the problem is that you can have a great match, but the story isn't there. It doesn't work. But the problem is that you can have guys who do great matches, but if you're giving them a shitty story, they can only do so much. Yeah. So he keeps talking about they're focusing on the story. My thing is that your story sucks and it's not good, and you're not letting your talent tell its story.
Mm-hmm. See, my take on this, and I don't know if you guys agree with it, but Triple H is doing the same thing that Tony Khan was doing. I mean, he still does it about a year and a half ago. Usually WWE always had somebody, let's say they travel, they do media stuff. It was always a wrestler doing something, talking. But as of late, I've seen that Triple H is everywhere. This guy wants to be the face of WWE. You know what I'm saying? So he's doing the same thing that Tony Khan was doing a couple of years ago, where he's always on shows. He was in the Pat McAfee show. He's doing narration. He's taking pictures in the WrestleMania posters that he's not even supposed to be in and whatnot. So I don't think he's even involved with any of these storylines. And this is why I asked if Bruce Pritchard is still in there, because this looks like a Bruce Pritchard work, Vince McMahon type of writing and all that. Because
I agree.
Triple H is too busy. He's in the White House and he's telling out, oh, everybody from the White House is a WWE fan, which I don't give a fuck. And then
that's right. Say it. I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. So and then he's doing poster. I mean, that promo he did with the guy walking with the black shoes, I actually thought it was Gunther coming back. And it's a WrestleMania posters or gimmick, whatever they're doing. And I'm like, okay, this guy is too concerned from what I'm seeing lately. You want to be the face of WWE. You know what I'm saying? Because first of all, you haven't built anybody out after Roman to be the face of WWE. You can't say it's Cody. Cody comes here and there, but he's everywhere. Triple H is everywhere. So, you know, to me, I think he's just trying to be the face of the company, and he's not worried about the storylines that Bulls is talking about. You know, it's not about the matches. The matches lead to the stories. What are you talking about?
Everything basically just feels, like I said, that just feels like a corporate answer to try to make it feel like we're doing fine. Everything is fine. And if you have seen any of the fans' reactions, we will tell you flat out, it's not good. Nothing is good at this point. Nothing has been told. Like either a story is going on and it's been so fucking long, drawn out to the point where nobody gives a shit. It's at the point where you're not even telling stories in certain areas. You basically had a story going and then you dropped it. And then you basically just said, don't worry, we'll come back to it in like another 6 months. It's like, do you really think anyone's going to be invested to see a story that literally got put on pause for 6 months? Then you bring it back. It's a prime example, the Roxanne and Liv Morgan stuff. We've basically been sitting here waiting for that story to progress till Liv comes back. And then you expect that shit to freaking pick up and everyone's going to be like, yeah, I care. No, you haven't even done anything that even signifies anything that says, hey, Roxanne is even still kind of got anything going on with Dom at this point. So it's really just, this is just I'm trying to just make the company happy and I'm going to give you these answers and that's it. So it's just a really lame fucking cover-up answer.
It is. I agree 100%. And not only that, but I feel, and I never agree with piece of shit Alvarez, but I hate to say this. I feel like this also was an attack on Tony Khan for him saying the great matches, and we tell better stories are more important than great matches. Let's keep it 100%. It's both of the products. You know, it's like how Henry just said. It's true. 8 years ago, AEW did the same thing. So it's like a fucking turnover that now AEW. Hold on, let me finish. AEW is doing great. They are. I'm not saying they're not. They're doing great. They're doing something. So a couple storytellers.
I don't know.
Not all of it. Not all of it. I know. I'm with you. Not all of it. Certain stories, but not all of them. Here is like they're repeating what Tony Khan did years ago. I get it. I know that the product at the time, if the pandemic never happened, it could have been a different story. But it delayed them to where they're at now because of the pandemic.
What I will say is I agree with you. I'll say AEW is on the upswing. I think they are.
Yes, they are. They are.
Like they still got work, obviously. I think the problem is that I know it's hard to see it because they're still it's still rough. But the problem is that right now, every mistake AEW was making in regards to their booking, in regards to how they treat the talent and how they present the talent, WWE is making that mistake right now because where AEW was focusing too much on matches and not stories and not really focusing on the talent being part of the evolution. WWE is focusing strictly on money matches, but stories that are, in my opinion, are basically clickbait storylines. Like the stories are not the stories are all surface, so that they're not really meant to be real stories per se. They're more clickbait or arguments. Like Seth and Punk, AJ Lee coming back. They're not real stories in the sense of he's talking about storytelling. I'm like, bruh, the only story you had, in my opinion, the only real story you had, the last one you had was Dominic Mysterio cheating on Rhea.
Yeah, that was the only one actually. Yeah,
you're not lying, honestly.
That's the last real story that was told.
That's true.
And that wasn't Triple H. And that wasn't
funny. What's funny?
Shout out to Take Over. Bad bread with a great meat is a sucky sandwich, but it's so bad because this is the same thing. Storyline and match quality is what he's saying.
But this is what I'm saying though. When Triple H was just doing NXT Black and Gold, it was a smaller venue and the stories were a lot easier. And I will say there was less interference from like corporations, and it was easier for him to work. Now it's about making money, screwing people over, getting as much cash as you can in the fastest way possible.
That motherfucker right there, fucking Khan, and his board of directors, and Mike Shapiro, and fuck Eric Manuel, because that's what they care about. They don't give a fuck about the product. They don't give a fuck about the product. Do they give a shit about what's wrestling, family oriented? They don't give none of this shit about it.
I think they care enough as long as it keeps making them money and how to actually squeeze blood from a stone. How to squeeze blood from a stone.
But like how Henry said earlier, it's gonna fuck them up, and it's gonna happen. We're gonna see that happening, and it's already starting happening with the attendance. Like we're already seeing it. They're gonna repeat what exactly Tony Khan did in the beginning with the product. And this is like the turnaround, and they're gonna repeat that because they're looking at each other's product. You're gonna tell me that Triple H does not sit down there and watch AEW? I know he does. I know Tony Khan watches WWE. They can't bullshit each other. They watch each other fucking competition.
And what Tony Khan did smart that I feel that number one, get off Twitter, start talking shit. Number two, stop trying to compete with WWE because you're not gonna beat them. And number three, stop trying to put Dynamite in bigger arenas. You know what I'm saying? Because now, again, the tribalism and the wrestling community, they talk crap because look, AEW is in small arenas, but they may be in small arena, but when you look at it, right, it looks compact. When it makes sense, it looks good. So that's the smart move that Tony Khan did. You know what I'm saying? Even though I still disagree with a lot of things that he do, like he gets on these podcasts and instead of having somebody that represents the company and to talk for the company, he's still doing the same shit. But now it's the same thing. Now you have WWE at times when it comes to attendance, they'll claim, "Oh, we're sold out," and then a couple of days later, they show that black tarp just blacking the whole thing out. They never sold out, and they haven't sold out in God knows how long. You know what I'm saying? And
they don't bring it up no more.
Yeah, what's killing WWE too is no more house shows.
Yeah.
So those house shows were a difference back in the days because those house shows, you had, let's say, whoever didn't show up in TV, they get the opportunity to show their skills and their craft on these shows, house shows and whatever. They don't even have that. So now you got probably have maybe 30% of your roster in the fucking in catering. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, where's R-Truth? I don't know the whole thing with R-Truth, with John Cena and everything, and they brought him back.
You know where R-Truth is? He's on SmackDown talking to Nick Aldis about balls rubbing together. That's what he's doing.
He actually did that.
But the funny thing is that some of these wrestlers, right? They let them go, and when they come back, they give them this smoking mirror that they're gonna do. We're gonna use you to this and this and that, and then next thing you know, they back in catering, and there was a comment that R-Truth said, "Oh, the story that I had with John Cena finished up." Okay, so now you're back in catering doing nothing, which makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? And that's why sometimes a few wrestlers they leave to leave WWE, come back. A good example, Rusev and Aleister Black. Like last night, I was asking myself, why is Aleister Black in the ring with Cody Rhodes when he's been losing to Damian Priest? So I'm like, you come back and they still treating you like shit. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. What that
I just
scenario.
don't get it either. My opinion as well. I don't get it. But
Kayla.
Hey, girl.
The whole thing with basically like with the R-Truth scenario is, I'm telling you, I have a feeling they just brought him. The only reason why they brought him back was because of all the freaking fan outrage. It's all the fan outrage and went, you know what? We'll bring R-Truth back and we'll let him do whatever at this freaking point. And then they just freaking they were like, okay, nobody's talking about it no more. We don't have to worry about it. So we'll just let him float away in the background somewhere. And that's just fucking bullshit because I don't know what the hell the point of the whole Ron Killings thing was, especially if you're just going to have him go back to being goofy R-Truth again. So
they can't tell a story. They can't tell a story. Like they could have made Ron Killings be a normal wrestler. Like they were never
going to. They were never going to. The only reason
why
they brought him back because of the fact they wanted to.
Well, that's not my point. That's not the point I'm making. The problem is they had a storyline. Even if you planned on like not bringing him back or doing whatever, the point I'm making is that they had the potential to tell a story of him becoming dark, quote unquote. Remember, there was a whole storyline there where he became serious and dark at one point, and that was the story. And they dropped the ball because they didn't know how to continue it. All this talk about we're telling stories, we want big stories. That at that point was the biggest story they had to do with John Cena. And in John Cena's retirement run, that moment when he was a heel, that was the only time we gave a flying fuck about that retirement, a heel run.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening was this. They didn't know how to write that story. They didn't know how to carry it forward. And in the end, the quote unquote story Triple H was talking about never fucking showed up.
None of it is. No, like I said, there's no stories. There's nothing. Nothing exists in this company right now. It's just, like I said, stories are just half-assed. They don't feel important. Nothing. Everything just feels like, honestly, it's almost come down to the point where it feels like they should just focus on just the wrestling at this point because literally, you have no fucking stories that anyone gives a shit about. Nothing. Literally nothing. So maybe just give people a bunch of banger matches and do like freaking AEW's doing, because that's what basically AEW's doing right now. They're just giving us banger matches, but no fucking stories, honestly, as well.
I mean, it felt like that for like even a couple of years. It's always been felt like with AEW has always been doing that. That's why I feel like their pay-per-views always deliver. But when it comes to their weekly television basis program, they really don't deliver on. I'm not saying the matches, some of them, yes, but there's some that is like, no. Like they
always talk about. They always say AEW's were the best wrestle, and that's it.
And that's what it is, and if that's what cons focus on, then that's fine. It is what it is about it. But then again,
the thing is, I actually don't mind that because at the very least, that's his lane. That's
I do. I as a fan do give a shit about that because that to I want to see a fucking story.
That's fine. But the problem is you have to acknowledge the fact that there are some promotions who tell stories differently. They tell their wrestling differently. Like that is a thing. Like AEW is not a WWE storytelling product. TNA is not the same as AEW. New Japan has a different storytelling method. Like depending on who you are, you won't see the stories in New Japan because there is a little more subtle. Like I don't really mind how Tony is doing his stuff and how his shit's developing, because if nothing else, give him the credit that he's at least consistent. Does he need work? Yes. But at the very least, you can't say he's ever betrayed his product by not having what he said he has. Great matches. Triple H and WWE are talking about we're telling great stories, and we're all sitting here going, get the fuck out of here. When?
Triple H not long ago said, he said, if you're not a fan of WWE, you go F off.
Yeah.
How are you trying to bring more fan into WWE when you telling your fans to F off?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that don't make no sense.
Like you created a concept of storytelling. You convinced us that storytelling was important in wrestling. And you can't tell a story now. And you mad because we expect you to give us what you said you were going to give us.
Yeah. And like how Bagel's saying here, he's saying, does WWE know how to build a multi-person feud without non-finishes?
Nope.
He doesn't.
No, look at Monday Night Raw. Look at Monday Night Raw. We literally had fucking 5 weeks of a DQ finish at one point.
WWE is known to just pull out like cars from old feuds or old storylines to rehash it again. I mean, everybody was like asking, "Oh, what's Rey Mysterio's been? Rey Mysterio's been in AAA, being I don't know what, but now he's gonna feud with his son again."
I mean, bro,
back 2 years backwards, what's going on? You know?
And tell us, how tired were we of Seth versus Punk?
Oh.
It was
I think I've seen every damn match they had. They had a triple threat. They had a cage match. They had a intergender. I mean,
at a certain point, I was just exhausted to watch their goddamn matches. But like I said, the story, like that, when it first started, was it a decent story? Yes.
Yeah.
At a certain point, Justin, it goes back to what you said. Y'all need to end this shit. God damn.
It's the same thing with the Drew McIntyre storyline. They still playing that role of him, like, you know, he's been screwed since WrestleMania 39. But I'll be
honest. If I'm at a workplace getting screwed over that much, I'm gonna quit my job. Shit.
Think about it. Forget just WrestleMania 39. WrestleMania 39. He's been bitching that he got fucked over since fucking.
I'm like, literally, like, bro, you done screwed me out of every promotion at this goddamn place. Fuck it, I quit.
Because I think apparently from what I heard this week, that if Seth Rollins would have never got hurt, CM Punk was going to lose to Seth Rollins at Saturday Night Main Event. Yeah. So I'm like, but Seth Rollins, CM Punk has gotten so many title shots that I'm like, again, I'll bring up LA Knight, even though I'm not a big fan of LA Knight, but you could tell that they don't like LA Knight. I mean, even Kevin Nash said it in one of his podcasts where he said that Triple H doesn't like and this is why he's getting screwed. And then when he did that whole thing with the sign, you know, now he's in the fucking doghouse. He's not gonna get the title.
Yeah, you can see it physically,
and he's gonna keep seeing the lights because, look, think about it. Right, a couple of weeks ago, he made a promo where he said that was that same day where he said, "Oh, I'm gonna be watching the match between CM Punk and Jey Uso because whoever wins out of that, I'm going after." Minutes later, he's looking at the lights. Like, why would you make a guy do a promo? Say that, and then he's losing.
Yeah,
it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
It doesn't make any. I honestly feel they're at jeopardy, big time when it comes.
I think so too. I think at best they got honestly at this point in time, if they don't change how they're being managed and how they book their stuff, I'll give them 5-7 years before they eventually have to start selling off shit.
I think I give it 3. Because if you think about it, Survivor Series is one of the biggest shows, right? What is it? 4 of them. You got Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. One of the top 4s, right? You need to tell me Survivor Series is when?
It's November 22nd.
Yeah, November. Yeah, it's close.
Yeah. So
we got
so that's a week after. That's a week after Full Gear. So
29. Sorry, 29.
29. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 22nd Full Gear. 29.
With 3 weeks from 3 weeks, right? You mean to tell me that you have not built anything for Survivor Series? When they be that's the first thing they used to do back in the days. They built from SummerSlam, they keep going on, and then next thing you know, Survivor Series, and everybody was always looking forward to that. You know, now here we are, 2025. It's like, oh, we'll give you whatever you want. We'll probably pull MFT against the Wyatt family. I'm telling you, that's going to be the men's war games.
It seems to have the direction, and if it is, I'm telling you, they're in jeopardy. And this is why I continue to say that every time you gotta have your plan. Have them. One injured guy's out. Fuck, we gotta do this. The other one is out. We gotta do this. And we haven't. We're already ending towards the year. There hasn't been any stories at all. We're into that.
You want to know an interesting thing about the failed story they did? When Karrion Kross had his faction. Him versus the Wyatt Six, and they were doing a joke about the fact, that the Miz went to Karrion Kross's faction because he needed help because the Wyatt Six was killing him. And there was like, and like there was that one weird joke where like they did that off-camera thing where like they told Karrion Kross that like the Wyatt Six took Miz, and Karrion Kross was like, "Oh, he dead," like that kind of thing.
I love that fucking shit. That was hilarious.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. That faction versus the Wyatt Six is the story that we need for the Wyatt Six, because if you think about it, as much as I love them, I'm with you, Henry. They're great visually, but what have they done?
Yep.
Like other than start debuting and killing half the roster, what have they actually
took them on for a while? When they brought them in.
Because what's his name was hurt. They decided to take him off there because what's his name got hurt.
There's too much start-stop with the Wyatts, and that's the issue.
Yeah, and the problem I'm having is like you can have the Wyatts versus MFT, but it goes back to what you said. It makes no sense for them to be fighting because it does not. There is no story there. I don't know. Triple H keeps saying he cares about the story. What's the story between the Wyatt Six and MFT? Exactly. They're literally just staring
each other 3 times.
Yeah, exactly. They're just staring at each other. What's the beef?
Yeah, I got surprised when they first encountered the Wyatt Six. I'm like, wait, what's the story about this? And once I saw that, I said, I know where they're going with this. They're gonna take this to the War Games. And in the Raw brand, they don't really have anything that they could create a war game out of there.
No,
because they only got
the Vision is the only thing. The Vision was the only thing that they could do war games wise.
The Braun, and now you added Logan Paul into the mix. You still need 2 more guys, unless you bring in Austin Theory, because the word was that Austin Theory was going to be part of that because it's called the Vision, the younger guy.
So was Brock
Austin
Lesnar.
Theory, they destroy Austin Theory. I mean, as far as his career, like. Because I remember when I saw Austin Theory and Evolve, I saw this guy in 2019. I'm like, this guy's going to be a future world champion. And he is now known as the only guy in WWE history to cash in Money in the Bank for the United States title. Not for the world title, but for the United States title.
They killed him with that.
They really did kill him with that.
I could not believe that, So, and like I said, right now, they, how you call it? Raw don't have no man's. Even if they put anybody for the other side, but it looks like it's going to be the Wyatt Six against the MFT.
The only thing I could think of at the time was that they were literally going to put Drew in there, but they fucking did the whole suspended angle. The only thing I could think of coming forward is that they're going to have Cody end up basically trying to get Drew reinstated so he can get his hands on him. But at that point, I feel like you're going to add Cody and Drew. I feel like they're going to add Cody and Drew into War Games somehow.
They think they're gonna add, what about Roman Reigns? Because Roman's
gonna be in it too. Roman's been feuding with the Vision at that point. So at that point, you put him in there with the Vision.
But here's the thing, though. Has he though? Has he been feuding with Division?
Yeah,
The
he was feuding with Braun Creed and Braun Breaker.
The man shows up like a Final Fantasy summons, does a couple of punches, and then disappears.
I mean, technically was. He was feuding. He's been at multiple
He
matches.
was. No, I agree with you. He was, but then they just like because he has an augmented schedule, it's a start and stop thing, like you talked about. Other than just they're excited, everyone's excited to see Roman. There really is no beef with Division other because Seth Rollins isn't there anymore.
What I could think of was they're going to load up the men's one and for the babyface team, and it was going to be some crazy shit where they're going to have like Cody and Roman working together, and then you have Punk in there, and then you throw Cena in there because if you're going to put Brock Lesnar in fucking War Games, you have to put Cena in there. It just makes no sense.
So and Justin, you're right because you remember I think it was the last year or the year before they added Bronson Reed into Solo Sikoa's group. And then they added CM Punk on the other group, Roman Reigns group. So they'll probably do some shit like that because I cannot see
them doing some shit like
MFT be and Wyatt family in the War Games. There's nothing in there that created that in the last 3 months. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
So Division makes more sense if you bring Austin Theory. You got Logan Paul. You got the Braun Bronzer. You just got to get a fifth guy. And then you could have
that point
Jey
is where I
Uso.
think where you think you get Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, Jey Uso.
Please stop saying Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
At that point, I think we're going to get some all-star baby.
Just seriously, honestly, there is no reason for Brock Lesnar, and honestly, he fucks
Then
up.
why the fuck they bring him in the first place? They should have just left him at home.
Because TKO wanted money.
I know.
He thinks that everyone thinks because TKO was like, fuck his history. He used to make people money, and people love him overseas, not in America, overseas. But the truth of the matter is Brock Lesnar does not help a promotion in regards to a storyline. Because think about it. If you take him out of the only good storyline that man was part of was legitimately the Bloodline storyline, and that was for 3 matches. If you think about it for sure, look at his storylines he's ever had. Period. There have only I'm not talking about before he left and before he quit WWE. I mean, after he returned to WWE, every single storyline is not fun or good to watch. When he fought Roman, it wasn't good. When he fought Cody, it was just okay, cool.
We still to this day don't know why he turned on him.
Yeah.
Nope, there was no reason.
And truth of the matter is like it's not the only reason is he's literally the perfect gimmick character. Like, so he's only there just to make money, which in my opinion ruins whatever storyline they supposedly building with Division.
The only time that I ever saw Brock Lesnar be in a story where the other wrestler got bold with him and wasn't scared was Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
That was
they fucked that up.
Yeah, they fucked that up.
And they fucked up that storyline because again, they did not see Joe as a real contender.
Yep. I was just seeing that promo. He told him, he said, "You look at me when I'm talking to you." I was like, "Yo, that was the best.
I love that shit.
I love that shit, bro."
Literally, that was the best time to pull the fucking trigger, and they never did. And that was
you could tell that Lesnar, it did get to him. That's how he got it to his fucking face. Like, you want to go? Because they got to him. Like,
Joe didn't back down. That's the
I know.
God damn.
And from Joe's interview, he said that when he went to the back, McMahon just looked at him like, I guess he didn't want him to do that. He was like, okay, it was all good. But that was one of the best things I've ever seen.
That right there is the problem. They had built them up so much, they did not give anyone a chance to become great. And that was the one thing that Vince never really understood. No matter who your wrestler is, if they don't have someone opposite them who is just as badass, no one's going to care about them. Exactly. And that was the one time I believed that match should have been a gauge match.
Not only that, but they also messed it up. I would have loved to see him one-on-one with Joe, and they added Braun Strowman into the fucking mix and Roman. I'm like,
something like that. Yeah,
huge mistake. I don't know why they did that. I'm with you too.
They screwed like you said. They screwed Joe over. They weren't going to give him the belt.
Yeah.
Part of it was Vince has a very aesthetic idea of who he wants to be champion.
So you stubborn old man. Oh, this is what I want.
And Joe did not match that. And like I said, that has cost him more times because the talent that he does put over fails. Like, don't get me wrong, Roman was a good call because Roman, you had no choice with Roman. Like, if Roman was going to work out. But if you think about it, he did not want to back KO, and KO was still a good champion.
And I think honestly, Roman got delayed for being popular, whatever it was, because I remember he was still part of the Shield. He was out for like a couple of months, and then they went and gave him the most, I think, was the most popular, not the most, the MVP of the year, whatever, wrestler of the year. And I was like, I'm in shock. I'm like, wait a minute, my man was tag team all years. How is the rest of the? And that alone, from that time on, that's what his push to be popular and maybe people wanted him to become whatever he is now was delayed. Because after that, especially when he beat Undertaker, people they cursed. I mean, they took him out of the arena. They forced him out of the arena. He couldn't even say shit. You know? But look how long it took Roman to be what he is now.
Yeah.
And speaking of Roman, I knew this whole situation with storylines, lack of storyline was going to happen. Because I said, what are they going to do when the bloodline story is over?
Yep.
That's what made them a lot of money. That whole bloodline story from 2020 all the way to 2022 or 23, whatever it was. For 3 years, they were hanging on to that storyline. Now we don't have that storyline no more. Now what? See what this is the result.
I'm honestly glad it's kind of faded away because
it's not the argument. It's not the argument. I don't mind the fact that I agree with you. I do agree it's faded away, but the problem it's kind of like the New Japan issue. You put all your eggs in that basket. Everyone else was pretty much thrown away. Like everything revolved around the bloodline for 3 whole years.
I hate to say that. When you mentioned New Japan, I'm going to say it straight out. It was kind of like how Okada was.
Well, no, sort of.
I'll tell you why very, very quick, and I apologize.
But I meant in regards to just talent. In regards to
yeah.
But basically, everything revolved around talent. Every time they had a bloodline storyline, everyone was going against the bloodline. Even when they introduced the Judgment Day, the bloodline was still the most predominant thing, and they weren't doing anything with Judgment Day. And then at a certain point, when the bloodline started to come to its end, all those other cards, they didn't know how to write those stories. They didn't know what to put on.
See, with AEW, see how for me, now that he said that, which I agree with him, AEW right now, they're writing with this Death Rider storyline, right?
Yeah.
So once that Death Rider storyline and they disperse, now you got the whole Don Callis family. And there's about 8 or 10 of them. You can fight. You know what I'm saying? So they are fine because they can always go to that now. Let's say if Moxley turns babyface and the Death Riders are done, you still got the Don Callis family. We can't say the same thing with WWE because right now you went from Bloodline, the Bloodline storyline finished. Now you got MFT, and really, did anybody care about MFT? Nobody cares. There's like I said, there's a bunch of New Japan guys. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm saying. Like they didn't build the Seth Rollins situation, even though Seth Rollins got hurt, but they should have added more people into the division, not wait till Seth Rollins get hurt. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. So, but sometimes you got to have a backup faction, and that faction, whether it's heel or bad, actually more heel. This is a heel, and they creating chaos in the promotion. That makes it better because now you could add them in cage matches and war games, all kinds of. But they don't have that.
Remember, at one point they almost had it with Judgment Day. They almost had it. But eventually, when Rhea and Damian Priest left, they disappeared.
They watered down. They got real watered down. Because I remember when Edge was the head of Judgment Day, and when they got him out, I was like, they were like badasses.
Honestly, that to me, really, from my perspective, that killed a lot of my interest in Judgment Day. Like when they took Adam Copeland out by one of the most ridiculous bullshit freaking things that I've ever seen in my life, where they're literally just like, they just won a fucking tag team match on a pay-per-view. because of Adam Copeland. Copeland was the one to get them the win for that tag team match. And then literally the next night they kick him out and say, you're the weak link. I'm like, what? The hell sense does that make? That makes no goddamn sense.
Yeah.
And the way that they told that whole story and booting him out, I just looked at that and that was my immediate turn off to Judgment Day.
But
Like,
they still was a group that you still had to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I understand what you're saying, but there was
remember the only reason they did that was because someone got hurt and they needed Edge to be a heel. They needed Edge to be a face. That's the only reason they did that storyline. That's why it was a last minute move, because Edge was not going to become a face. But they was like, I can't remember who got hurt. It was I forget who got injured, but the reason was because they needed a face, and Edge was the most popular one they could come up with.
Was it Drew McIntyre?
No, because it wasn't Drew. I think it was
Randy.
It may have been Randy. I
Because
think
Randy was out for like 14, 16 months.
Yeah, I think it was Randy. I think it was because Randy went down and they needed somebody else to kind of fit that hole.
But I mean, it all comes down, if you're gonna have factions, you gotta have a backup faction. That's why, in a way, like I said, AEW is good when it comes to heel faction. Because if either one, if the Don Callis goes down, they still got the Death Riders. But I think the Death Riders' days are numbered. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the way they do in the story. But that Don Callis family, that whole 10, 15 guys they got there, yeah, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, they got a lot of guys. It doesn't matter. That's heels. You got more heels. You got mid-car heels. You got top heels. You got low-car heels. You know what I'm saying? Because Rocky Romero is a low-car heel. You know what I'm saying? Along with his tag team partner.
He's more of a manager, in my opinion.
Then you got the mid-cards, which, I mean, Josh Alexander is there, which I don't consider him, but Josh Alexander, Lance Archer, those guys. Then you got the top guys. You got the Okadas. You got the, Kyle Fletcher. You know what I'm saying? So they're all right. Now, we can't say the same thing with WWE, because right now, we don't even know if Logan Paul is part of the division or not. Or are they going to add anybody else? You know what I'm saying? It's like they dragging their fucking asses to tell us who's going to be the next guy in the group. You know?
You know what the Logan Paul thing is?
Yeah.
Clickbait.
I think it's just there. I'll tell you, I think it's just there. He's just there to fill in a spot for Warriors.
No. I mean, that's the point. Like, literally, like, because he's a lightning rod and they needed something to make it interesting, and I use that word loosely, they picked Logan Paul. And it's like you said, Logan Paul hasn't done shit to be deserved to be in that spot.
Yeah.
Other than just being Logan Paul.
Yeah, that's why everybody said that's Triple H's best friend. So he figured they put him there because, again, I don't watch Raw like that. I'll go like on the next day, look clips. And I said, let me check at Raw. And when I saw that, I was like, why? You know what I'm saying? Why is he even involved? I figured like maybe the Browns will come out first and all that. And then the whole storyline, I'm like, okay, this is a bit lazy booking. They're just putting anybody in there, you know?
Yeah, they will. I mean,
they're short-handed when it comes to baby faces.
Yeah.
They don't, besides LA Knight and Jay Uso and CM Punk, who else has they got there? There's a baby face that you'll be like, oh, look, he's coming for the save, and you could back him up. Sami Zayn. I don't even think Sami Zayn's in Raw anymore, right?
SmackDown.
Yeah. SmackDown.
So you really don't have any baby faces that you be like, oh, look, he's gonna help him, or you're gonna be excited about it. There's nothing. It's the same shit every week. 18 minutes, 20 minutes. I think they even ran over this week. 10 minutes extra.
They went over the promo. The first they went over.
They gave you 20 to 30 minutes of bullshit, and you already knew what was gonna happen. You already knew it. It's like you watch these shows and you already know what's gonna happen. From time to time, they'll throw, some monkey wrench in the program. You'll be like, oh shit, they did this, like what they did with the Seth Rollins thing. You know what I'm saying? But they don't do that all the time. So again, and this goes with AEW too. You always got to have a cliffhanger at the end of your shows. Therefore, that's how people come back and see your shows. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Tony Khan was not doing last year and the year before. That's why they weren't getting those numbers, because they were just a regular match. They'll put anybody as a main event, the girls fighting, whatever, and now no real storylines. Now it's different because now it's there's cliffhangers on it. You know what I'm saying? WWE used to do that too. They don't do that anymore. And then they continue not doing it. And you're going to get bored, So I don't know. I'm just rambling, I guess.
Okay. Well, let me answer Furious questions because he's been As a question about Royal Rumble 2026, I heard that WWE will not be doing surprises in Saudi, but will NXT entrance happening because of Oba is perfect. He's from Nigeria, I think. And let's see. Do you agree with my take? Aaron, I will tell you that the biggest female reinvention in wrestling in the current era, Toni Storm, from disaster 2021 run that Tony said he lost his passion. Now 2025, she's timeless Toni Storm. Okay, I will tell you
before you answer another one.
Go ahead. Whoever wants to answer it.
I saw one that somebody asked that why, I think it was Brandon Mass. He asked why AEW and Ring of Honor don't merge. The reason that Tony Khan is not doing that because he's still trying to get a channel, a TV deal for Ring of Honor. Yeah, they have the Honor Club, and of course nobody really goes to that, even though it's cheap, it's $10 and you see everything. But that's what he's doing. He's trying to get a TV deal where he could put Ring of Honor where people could watch it. You know what I'm saying?
They're never going
to. People get upset like, oh, why is Ring of Honor guys in AEW? Because that's the way he's gonna show you. You'll have Athena. You have what's her name, Billy Starks. They're showing you these are the people who wrestle in Ring of Honor. If you're interested, if we get a TV deal, you're gonna be able to see these people in Ring of Honor. You know. So a lot of people don't understand that. Everybody thinks that it's Tony Khan don't care about Ring of Honor. No, that's he knows what he's doing. Maybe next year or maybe the year after they'll have a TV deal. Then you'll get to see them.
I don't think he's going to find them anything. It's been so fucking long.
I think the problem is that ROH is a fairly small market.
Yeah,
it is a small market, and there isn't a demographic that there isn't like a quote unquote streaming market that you can put it on. Like I think at one point they thought about putting it on Tubi, but Tubi's too small for ROH because ROH is huge. But the problem is that by and large, ROH is a niche wrestling company.
The only way they can fit is really they can really fit on HBO Max and put their library.
But again, the problem, but that's the problem though. HBO Max is a bigger network, and ROH is not. Like they would not want to give up that much time. Like AEW, yes, because AEW is a multi-million-dollar company. ROH is not multi-million-dollar.
Well,
by and large, it's still an independent entity. I
would say Amazon Prime Video then.
Again, same problem. Amazon Prime is $1 billion company.
Right.
ROH is not fitting that demographic because it's not going to make them money.
The only way
you got to think about the markets that can host them that they will be beneficial to. They're not beneficial to HBO. They're not beneficial to Amazon. Literally, you can't even put them on Apple TV because Apple TV are multi-million-dollar. If you want a streaming network, truth be told, you got to find a mid-range streaming service that is consistent and straight.
You can't put them on Fox either because that's a multi-million-dollar company.
Exactly. You can't put them on Fox. And honestly, Warner Brothers, all of their entities can't do it. Like, truth be told, the only place you could probably put it is on ESPN, the Ocho.
I'm with Lawrence. Put them on YouTube. Put them back what it was. Fucking.
YouTube. YouTube was not a bad call if you can find some way to monetize that, like legitimately.
Like NWA and freaking MLW does.
Can we all agree ROH would make more money than MLW than and NWA?
Probably.
They would. But they won't make the same amount of money. You got to remember, it has to balance it out. Because like, here's the thing, though. At a certain point, you put them on those companies you mentioned, they will spend more money trying to push ROH than ROH would do trying to put Amazon. And the company will not want to have that kind of return on their investment. They want a company who at least match the same energy. I've been thinking about streaming services they could use, and I can't think of these days.
IWTV? Okay.
I don't know IWTV.
IWTV now. You can put them you can put them on Vice TV.
Yeah, you could.
Or Sci-Fi.
Yeah, MLW used to be on Vice, and they freaking let that shit.
Oh, that's right. They were on Vice. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so like
put ROH on Vice.
Yeah, someone like that might be an option better for them. But the truth of the matter is, they need someone to be like a real partnership, not someone that be carrying it. And that's the hard part because again, streaming services are expensive as fuck.
I like it better on you. I like the idea of putting it on YouTube.
YouTube, you get more actors. People ain't got to worry about paying shit. They go see it whenever they want to see it, and then the best thing about YouTube is you see how many views you get. You know,
and if you want to do it like freaking like you do with the AEW pay-per-views. You want to do it for an ROH pay-per-view, put it behind a fucking paywall.
No, that's true. But here's the thing, Henry, you just hit the real part. They'd get a whole lot of access, but it'd be harder to make money off a YouTube channel because, again, it's free access, essentially, YouTube. Like, it's hard to monetize it because access is differently on that one. I mean, they could be on something like YouTube Red, but which would probably be which honestly I think might be a good option.
No, you mentioned Tubi, but and Tubi right now has evolved.
They have evolved, and
yes.
Do they have LFG too? Do they have LFG too or no?
No. LFG is A&E. LFG is A&E.
Oh, okay.
You can go to Pluto.
I mean, honestly, you can't do A&E, but I mean, something along. I mean, what other networks do we have? I mean, shit, put them on the Discovery Channel.
Pluto. He said Discovery Channel.
I mean, Pluto would be an interesting one, especially because
Ring of Honor.
Make them have like their own channel on fucking Pluto, and that way everything goes live at a certain night. Like, there you go.
Yeah.
Pluto's a good call for sure. I mean, I don't know why they're not using Roku.
Fucking Peacock is about tired of WWE. They won't be surprised.
Yeah.
They end up in fucking Peacock.
But like I said, the trick is with ROH is really finding a good partnership for them because ROH is still a small, not the history in the library, but the fan base for ROH is small.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right, Brent. I didn't know that.
Well, if WoW was on Tubi, why not Ring of Honor?
Yeah. I guess it's probably a money thing.
Maybe so. I mean, we could pretty much say we pretty much said everything. The worst options, really bad option for Ring of Honor. That's pretty much the subject. And pretty much.
I mean, and honestly, it depends on how much money they're willing to pay for it. That's the thing too.
Yeah, but
now let me ask you a question before we end this tonight. Who you think should be Wrestler of the Year?
Takeshita. I'm saying it right now.
Okay, I'll do that.
That's fucking straight out. Takeshita should be the Wrestler of the Year.
Yeah, that man.
I don't see anybody else besides him.
That man started off this year with the international belt. Weeks later, he won the Never Openweight Championship, wins the G1 Climax, wins the IWGP title. I mean, who else is doing better than him right now?
I'll be honest. I agree with you. The problem is that if we're doing it by PWI, they're going to put
PWI is WWE.
But if we're talking pure wrestling, Takeshi's my call.
Takeshita, yeah.
I think Takeshi's Wrestler of the Year. I don't know who else. I mean, honestly, if you want to talk about a glow up, Takeshi's the only one who has like pretty much a legitimate glow up. Honestly, because it's not like so much belts, but like the track record you mentioned, Henry, the track record he had getting from then to now really is better. And not to mention, you include him signing with 3 different companies.
Yep.
At the same, shit. Who else has really had that good of a year other than Takeshita?
And it's funny because that's the first thing at the beginning of the year. I said, okay, if this guy keep going on the track that he's going. You know, he's gonna win everything. Once they took the AEW International and he lost the Never, I said, okay, let's see if he wins the G1. Once he won the G1, I'm like, he's gonna win the IWGP. He gets that, he's Wrestler of the Year. I haven't seen anybody, done better than him. Match of the year for me is Omega and Gabe Kidd. That's
yeah.
That sounds about right. But there's a lot. That one's debatable because we have so many. Because I'm like, fuck.
That one sticks out to me more because I was like,
I'm with.
I'll be honest with you. That was the best story. That was the best story. That was the best story in a match I have seen because the build up for it was great. The match itself was great. The follow up afterwards was great.
A commentator got suspended for that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. So. Okay, I would say rising star of the year, who's been really up to that part, who's a star, been rised up. Because I wasn't to say he could be, but then again, no, because hell no, I don't want to compare him to at all. But who I could say was behind Konosuke about Wrestler of the Year based on character and based on what he's done, whether you got to like it or not, Dominic.
Yeah.
Honestly,
you're right.
Yeah.
I'll give you Dominic, but you call him Rising Star or just second?
I was going to say Rising. I was going to second
Rising
that.
Star.
No, I second that. No, I take it back. That's what I'm like. I was going to say Rising Star, but then I'm like, no. I would say no. He's Wrestler of the Year, like behind Takeshita is him.
I don't know if I'd give him Wrestler of the Year behind Takeshi. I put him in the top 10.
I put him in Rising Star, honestly.
Because I would say he'd be like a Rising Star, like not a Rising Star, but like in the top 2 last year.
Ever since WrestleMania, he's been fucking blowing up like crazy.
He
won the IC title. He's just been blowing up like crazy.
Yeah, but like him winning a AAA belt is good. But like I said, aside from the gimmick stuff, I think I'd put him after Takeshi, but I put him in the top 10. I'm not sure. Top 5. I mean, not top 10. I put him in the top 5. With Takeshi as number 1, only because I think he's a great heel and he does the one thing that most wrestlers can't do now. He doesn't care about being popular.
Yeah,
like he likes being a bad guy and does not cater to the internet to be a quote unquote be cool, as it were.
Yeah.
Which is the reason why I'll put him up there. But I think, and this goes back to what you said, Henry, they don't have heels anymore because everybody wants social media protection. They want to be able to like sell merch. They want to be able to like do all this other shit. And I appreciate and understand that, you know, you want to make some money. But the truth of the matter is you can't be a heel and think you have the number one selling t-shirt in the company.
You think Toni Storm is going to win Woman of the Year?
Yes.
No. As much as I would like it, I don't think she will. I think
her Io Sky. I think her Io Sky.
I think her and Io Sky, but I think Io Sky is gonna. I think Io Sky is gonna edge her out a little bit.
I'm not gonna say Mercedes because I don't want Redeemer to lose his head.
No, you could say it. Like I don't.
No. You know, I at first I said when it came to Mercedes, I think a couple of months ago I said she's the top number 1 woman in the wrestling world. But now, every time I turn around, she's winning belts. Now it's become ridiculous. I'm like. You can't.
Well, the problem is that's what they'll see and say, okay, she's number 1 wrestler. Yeah, but truth of the matter is, if we're talking talent and moves and like a great matches, it's Io Sky. It literally is Io Sky because because as much as I would like it to be Toni Storm. Yeah. Io Sky has had a much better year match wise, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Followed by Toni Storm, who's had amazing matches as well. Yeah. Mercedes Moné, I'll give her top 10 because you don't collect 23 belts and like a partridge in a pear tree and not get credit for some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. But the question is like, but what Redeemer said a couple of weeks ago, the problem with her winning all these belts, besides the CMML, besides the TBS, besides the Owen Hart, which I don't think, like I said, the other belts, they don't really talk about these belts or these promotions. So she walking around with a bunch of belts and you can't tell which belt belongs to what promotion. That's what once I remember him saying that to me on the last time we were all together. I started thinking like, yo, he's right. Then I bet I don't even think I ever heard them talk about any of these featherweights. They only show clips of her winning it, rising it up, and then they don't talk about it no more. You know what I'm saying?
Bring it up.
So that's what kind of brought me like, okay, I can't see her being the number 1 woman anymore because this is becoming a joke now. You know, so
it's just comically bad at this point.
Yeah,
that's literally all it is.
And then tag team, I don't even think there's tag teams no more. You know what I'm saying?
I don't see.
Unfortunately, no, I don't see any tag teams.
That even includes AEW. Like nothing. It's like there's no tag team that I could say is dominant right now. I think it needs other promotions, but you know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to think.
I can't think of a tag team, honestly.
I don't even know.
I'm trying to like think of like everybody right now and who has actually had a good year tag team wise. And like
there was one team that they would put WWE was pushing. It came from NXT. What was the name?
Fraxium.
Yeah, and they fucked that up.
Yeah. Last year they were tag team of the year.
Yeah,
Bro,
that's what I'm
we
saying.
sat here for fucking months on end when they were in NXT going, what kind of blackmail do they have on Shawn Michaels? The reason why they keep these fucking tag team titles. And then all of a sudden, it's just finally we get them off them, bring them up to the main roster, and they have been fucking the most underutilized tag team ever.
I saw them and I'm like, yo, they good, but why they don't give them the belts? Then again, like I said, WWE just give people titles, the tag team title. Oh, you could have it for 5 minutes. Now you got to give it to this. Like how potatoes.
You know what my reason is behind it?
What?
They're too small and they don't make money. People don't see them making money. They don't see Fraxium right now. At one point, was the most exciting tag team.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? Then you know who we could actually say is probably tag team of the year, Brodito.
Honestly, I will say that makes as much sense as you can because no one really gives them credit for doing anything.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Brodito only because they're interesting and like they're a tag team nobody expected.
The most thrown together tag team that actually works.
Yeah, it's like a different style of wrestlers, but they could work together.
But
chemistry. That's just incredible.
But we saw but you saw them work together. So
yeah,
it's the high flyer powerhouse duo, and I love it.
But like
from here to the end of the year, maybe we'll change our picks.
Right.
Oh well, we're gonna have our network of the year, so we're doing that for sure in next month. So
yeah,
you ready for that, puppy? Well, because we only have 20 minutes for me, 20-minute break. Because then I gotta do collision, folks. But I appreciate y'all for tuning into the flagship show, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We just take a little. Oh, good stuff, Happy Harry. You're going to the GCW. Yeah, good shit.
Enjoy GCW. Fucking love GCW.
Oh yes.
I've never been to a GCW show. And every time I want to say they're in Jersey, that's the closest to me, Jersey. So, but I'm in New York, so that's a travel issue. So,
on that note, let's hit it, folks.
Autobots, transform and roll out.
Okay, folks, we appreciate you all very much for tuning in. And don't go anywhere because the party is getting started. It's a pause, taking a bathroom break. We're back for AEW Collision. Let's see who gets the last advantage of the butter and cuts on the men's and women's. So we still have those matches. We have Mania running wild in the Collision, of course. So we'll be seeing that shortly. Hopefully, Ricky will be able to join me on that, and I know Steven will be joining me on that. But like I said, I appreciate our papi, our hermano, the man that you should also subscribe to, and that is the Chokeslam Wrestling, our man Henry here. We love you, Henry.
thank you. You guys can check out my latest episode. I just did it earlier before I got in here. We talked about the SmackDown and the 93,000 views that they had last week, and we also talk about the national titles that I just spoke about. But go check that out. That one on the YouTube channel. Subscribe, guys. I'm 500. I'm close by. I need 20 more. Damn it, 500.
That's right, baby. That's
500.
right.
I appreciate it, and much love to the Circle Debate. I love these guys. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for supporting me, man.
Oh, we love you, brother. You know, always support. And Okada, come on, tell people, help us, Okada, to subscribe to. If you're new to this channel, folks, as well. So also subscribe to hit that. I'll let Okada say it. Redeemer, can you tell Okada to kind of?
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you listen to what Okada says right here.
Hit the like button and subscribe, bitch.
Oh, I gotta get that one. That's just cool. I gotta get that.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me because I want to put that shit on my
freaking like.
That's gonna be my closing, bitch.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Send it to me.
Let's go.
But you already know, folks. We don't just do podcasting, derailing, debating, and we do detonators times. We do a lot of that. But there's a lot of things that the Chokeslam Wrestling Report, that Redeemer does, that Pepsi Full does, especially these pills because a bunch of hoes. That's what I can tell you. But he got hoes. He got hoes. Of course, the Johnny Cochran for fucking attorney at law right here, folks. But we do three things. All of us for we do here. The whole network family will be do for you guys because you guys are our MVPs. You already know that we love you. We appreciate y'all. Make us don't go anywhere because we'll be back in 20 minutes for a collision. But until then, we make
history. Bye.
Later, slap nuts.
Did you do a goodbye? Mwah. And good night.
Oh my God, it's so great.
Bang!
Yeah. Over.
Will
Over and over.
make
Over and over.
history!
Over and over.